A trial.
Back here in Grambling, Louisiana, warm, sunny afternoon. Temperature 92 degrees, a little warmer down on the field in the hole. Let's go, John. How about the keys to the game?
These are brought to you by Capital One. For Texas Southern, this team knows it has to flex strong defensively and slow down an explosive Grambling offense, leading the SWAC averaging 33 points per game. TSU needs a monster day from linebacker Jacob Williams, coming in with 30 tackles and 3 sacks. Over on the other side, Grambling needs to keep on trucking, hitting on all cylinders. In their last week's first win of the year, the G-men, led by quarterback Miles Crawley, gained over 400 yards on offense, racked up 18 first downs, and the Tigers were perfect in the red zone, scoring 6 straight times for that first win of the season. And Charlie, this is one of those big SWAC showdowns. I'll tell you what, it is time to get this party started.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one this afternoon here at Grambling, Louisiana. Of course, Texas Southern won the toss. They elected to kick. They're going to go on defense first.
Deferring.
Yeah, they deferred. There you see Cian Guidry. He's a junior, redshirt sophomore, actually, out of Pearland, Texas. One of the deep men to receive the opening kickoff. Last year, it was Texas Southern who came away victorious against this Grambling team. That game played down in Houston, Texas.
Here we go.
And it'll come down to Guidry, and he slips down inside the 1 yard line, and he has a little hole, and he turns upfield, and he's going to be brought down at about the 26 yard line. So pretty good field position for the Grambling Tigers to start this one off. And of course, we talk about their starting quarterback. It's Miles Crawley, young man who transferred in here from Alabama State. That's where he played last year. And you see his stats. He's 6'3", 210 pounds, out of Lithonia, Georgia. Last week he was 14 of 27, threw 3 touchdown passes in their win over Florida Memorial. First down and 10 at their own 25 yard line. Crawley to the back, straight back, and that's Chance Williams going straight ahead, and he picks up about 3 yards. Let's look at the starting lineups. One of the people you want to look at is Melvisley on that left side of the offensive line. He sets the offensive line tone. Of course, the backs and receivers with Knighton, Rash, Antonio Jones. We already saw Chance Williams run the ball. Offensive line averages 287 pounds. Again, keeping the ball on the ground, cutting back inside, first down, and across the 40, still on his feet, and close to midfield at about the 47 yard line. Again, 2 great runs this time. Chance Williams carrying the mail.
Yeah, Charlie, they have a solid backfield with 3 backs interchangeable, and Chance Williams runs for daylight. A great job, the big men up front. He's got to thank his front line for opening that hole. Chance Williams does a nice job finishing with a little stiff arm.
18 yards on that run. So they had a 26 yard kickoff return. They get an 18 yard run by Chance Williams there, and they're moving the ball. They're at the 47 yard line with a first down and 10.
Yeah, Charlie, the G-men at home, they came out of that tunnel hyped. They've got the energy going, so momentum definitely on their side at home here.
This is the first pass by Crawley. Crawley out to the near side and going down after the reception. Again, is Chance Williams. He's touched the ball every time so far.
Yeah, they're leaning on him, doing a good job. Kind of lost his footing on that one. I've seen a couple of players, we saw it on the kick return as well. They might need to try to get something on maybe on the bottom of their shoes, but this turf, maybe the heat is making it a little slippery.
The ball at the 49 yard line. After a gain of 2, it'll be second down and 8. You look at the defense. Starting lineups for Texas Southern. There's a long pass out the near side. And great catch. And a flag goes down, but a great catch that time on the near side. Coming up with it was Knighton.
That's right. Big tight end, one of their great receivers. That was a very nice ball. Miles, he just put it up in the air, dropped it in the bucket. We do have that flag. We'll see what they call, but great pass, nice catch.
Knighton on the reception, the tight end. Cavadas, the steady young man. He's a sophomore out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Looks like he's coming back.
And our referee, Preston Clipper. Couldn't hear him, but we could read his lips.
We see his arm, read his arm too. It's going the other way.
So it was offensive pass interference against Grambling. So the long pass is negated.
We'll take a look at this. While it was in the air, must have Must have been a little push-off before we can see that on the replay, but the referee's right there on the spot. We see the great catch and concentration, but that flag came out immediately, so they knew what they were calling.
New running back in the lineup for the Grambling Tigers. Next to the quarterback. This time it goes into the hands of Floyd Chalk the fourth. Floyd only 5'9", 185 pounds. He's a sophomore out of Mission Hills, California. And one of the things Coach said about him is he's that bowling ball that you got to watch out for.
That's right. The battering ram bowling ball runs downhill, and that's part of what they do. They interchange their running backs, so they keep somebody that's fresh. And these guys are all sophomores, so they got a lot of playing time last year, Charlie, when we covered them as freshmen.
Javon Robinson goes into a slot to the top of your screen, and the pass out in the flat. And on the reception is Lyndon Rash. He's their go-to receiver. Lyndon Rash last year against Texas Southern had 2 receptions for 32 yards. But he's the pro of the group, as Coach Hugh Jackson will tell us.
Yeah, and they were trying to isolate a little bit out there in the flat, but long yardage on 3rd down, nothing doing, so they will punt this one away and see what Texas Southern can do with their offense.
And again, that offensive pass interference negated a long pass play that put the ball into Texas Southern territory. So back to punt it away is Jimmy Isles, a preseason first team all-conference selection for Grambling State University. High snap. He pulls it down.
Nice job,
left-footed kicker. And it's just going to roll down. Takes a Grambling bounce, and it'll be down at about the 6-yard line. So a good punt that time. No score just underway here. We're in Grambling, Louisiana. SWAC West matchup. And we'll be back after that 55-yard punt.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to
Spend too
overindulge.
much and won't be able to pay your rent. That's the problem.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Powerful.
I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Mathis Court is in session. Check your local listings for times and channel.
Season, Torre sat down with Francis Tiafu, Jennifer King, Doc Rivers, Debbie Allen, Keenan Thompson, Tyler Perry, and Don Peebles. This season, on Masters of the Game, Maisha Kai sits down with Tabitha Brown, Charles King, Jesse Collins, Nikki Giovanni, and more. Catch up on thegrio.com or the Grio app. Check your local listings for the Grio.
Part of our mission at The Grio is to bring you thoughtful, engaging discussions on topics that matter. This month, I'm joined by The Grio's Christina Greer and the Associated Press's Aaron Morrison and Ayanna Alexander for an engaging panel that you should not miss. We're going to cover a full spectrum of topics that continue to unpack the erosion of democracy in our country. You need to join us for these raw, unfiltered discussions. Race and Democracy, the Facts and the Fury. October 4th on thegrio.com and right here on my show, The Grio, with Mark Lamont Hill, 7 p.m. Eastern.
This fall, anytime is go time on HBCU Go.
Look at him going. They cannot stop this man. Zone, touchdown. Under pressure.
Bam! That was a hit. HBCU football every Saturday this fall on HBCU. Check your local listings. It is indeed a royal day out as we bring you this afternoon's They Got Game. We'll start over at Texas Southern. Running back Ladarius Owens leading the way on the ground, nearly 200 yards rushing during his college career, 14 touchdowns. The TSU offense looking for a big day from Owens. For Grambling, number 57, the tumbling master Lewis Matthews, been showing and telling all about this all-around athlete. 24 tackles this season, 175 during his career. He is a force to be dealt with.
1st and 10 at the 6, and it's Owens on the carry, and nowhere to go as the big Paul from Grambling State University came up and made sure that he didn't get a head of steam going that time.
Yeah, that was a one-handed snag there.
Let's look at our quarterback, Jace Wilson, young man who came over from Furman University. Started the last 2 games. Of course, Andrew Body was a preseason second-team all-conference selection and has had some health issues. And this one almost intercepted, almost caught. And the intended receiver, A.J. Bennett, the best athlete on that team.
Yes, he is the best athlete. Unfortunately, on that one, he did not have the best hands, and he wishes he could have that one back. Jace Wilson laid it right out to him. A perfect throw, the touch.
Right in his hand.
Bennett had it right there, and he started to look off to see who was coming, man. That one cost him. Look at this. That's money in the bank, or it should have been.
Third down. Let's see what they can come.
Bam!
Not much going on. A great reception that time by Owens coming out of the backfield, but they laid the leather to him by Chris Dagry. I mean, he really put it on him.
Man, he saw that at the door. He read that the entire way. Anticipates it. Helmet you see loose there, but bam, right there. Shoulder down, clean hit, lights him up. Well played on defense.
Fourth down now. They'll punt it from their own 8-yard line. So now we have a whistle, and now Grambling calls a timeout as Guidry
First charge
went deep.
timeout at half. Media timeout.
So there's a timeout on the field, and we'll be back here in Grambling. No score. We're in the first quarter. 10:39. That's the time remaining here on HBCU Go.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Sean, do you mean this one, the one with titanium?
No way I could trade this busted up thing for one.
Maybe stealing wishes from the birthday boy is not your best plan. Switch to Verizon and trade in any iPhone and get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them.
What?
Yep, and on an amazing network.
And I don't have to ruin any more birthday parties.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. Let's go get you that iPhone. Here we go. Come on now.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi.
I've got symptom relief. Control of my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Feel significant symptom relief with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Skyrizi is the first and only IL-23 inhibitor for Crohn's that can deliver both clinical remission and endoscopic improvement. The majority of people on Skyrizi achieve long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptom of vaccine or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi.
Control is everything to me.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Hey, wake up. The words in your head, you're the only one that can hear them. Say it. Yes, I can. Move. Feel it. Hold on to this feeling. Yes, I can. Yes, I must. Watch me.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
What's up, Philly? Hi there, Phoenix.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Here are some of your top stories from Cheddar News on Local Now.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. You're high above Hollywood. Local Now, where you are is where it's at.
Back here in Grambling, Louisiana. No score between Grambling and Texas Southern, and Texas Southern getting ready to punt it away. A.J. Guidry, the deep man for the Tigers of Grambling. This will be Patrick Helen, a freshman out of Buda, Texas. Back to punt it away. He's averaging about 39 yards per punt, and then we got a whistle. It looked like we have a false start, so we're going to be a little deeper in the end zone.
False start. Offense, number 33. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. Fourth down.
Texas can't go back much further.
Right, Texas Southern, the second most penalized team in the conference.
Game clock operator, please reset the clock to 10 minutes and 39 seconds.
They got a little action here.
Yeah, he's gone downfield.
He's like, I'm making a tackle, coach. haven't snapped the ball yet, son.
Unfortunately, we have the two worst or most penalized teams, I shouldn't say worst, most penalized teams in the conference playing in this game today. So we'll see how that plays out as we go forward.
2 flags so far.
Yeah, 2 flags, 1 on each team. Grambling the most penalized, Texas Southern the second most. Helen's punt. Guidry fields it, and he's still on his feet, but not for long, as he's brought down right at about the 48-yard line, but it's across midfield into Texas Southern territory.
All right, once again, powered by Jeep Wagoneer, we check out They Got Game players. Running back Chance Williams, the sophomore out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, one of Grambling's workhorses, part of that triple threat in the backfield for Texas Southern. Defensive tackle Elinus Noel the third, 6'2", 330 pounds, the big man. He's a brick wall up front, racking up 22 tackles this season, including a season-high 9 stops he had versus Prairie View to open the season.
When you talk about that offensive line of Grambling averaging 287.
Beef.
Yes, a lot of beef up front.
Look at that.
There we go. And there's the Floyd Chalk.
With power.
And he's running it. And he's out of Mission Hills, California. Bishop Alamany.
Now look at the big men up front. Priestley, Hornsby, Singletary, Cole. They are just popping these holes, making these running backs feel real good about toting the mail.
They say Taj Martin at right tackle, probably number 50, may be the fastest offensive lineman and the most athletic.
And just a freshman, right?
And Martin is just a freshman out of Faraday, Louisiana.
Bang, bang. They're getting the 1-2 punch with Chalk and Williams so far in that backfield, and each doing a nice job. But again, the big men up front opening up those holes.
Chance Williams had a career high 85 yards against Northwestern State last year. Also caught 9 passes. Here's Carly passing, and that is broken up. Good defense by Texas Southern to make sure that didn't find the hands of Javon Robinson.
Yeah, Crawley put it a little bit behind him, but had he let him, he would have gotten lit up. You'll see this here. The ball a little bit on his back shoulder. Tough one to catch. But he had his paws on it. That's one you want to make. I'll know he regrets not pulling that in for a catch.
Chalk lines up behind his quarterback. In motion is Quiet. Here's Chalk bouncing to the outside. Chalk on his feet.
Chalk
Still on his feet.
Blow.
And he delivered the blow and dropped at the 23-yard line. And a first down is gained for the Grambling Tigers. They move the chains once again.
Charlie, that is a grown man carry. Watch here on the finish. Bouncing off people like a pinball here. Running downhill. That's what those low to the ground running backs do. Watch him lower his shoulder. Bang. Then he bounces back outside to get 2-3 more yards. That's how you earn your money in that backfield. And they do a great job with all 3 of those running backs. They always keep fresh legs ready to go.
5'9", 185-pound sophomore Chance Williams now in the lineup for the Tigers of Grambling. And Williams has the ball.
The other side.
Lances to the right side. Still on his feet inside the 15 and down to the 13-yard line and very close to another first down.
Charlie, these running backs today, they are feeling the magic and very slippery here. Watch him bounce to the outside. He sees that green and then a little shake and bake to dip it back inside. So they're making the most of it. Another first down.
Well, when you look at the defense of Texas Southern, they're ranked 10th out of 12 teams in defense against the run. And it's starting to show up a little bit today.
Indeed.
Chance Williams drops behind his quarterback, has the ball in his hands, going to the left side, trying to turn the corner at the 5, hits the pylon, touchdown, Grambling.
That's a great effort. Throws on his Superman cape to finish that run. Nice job of turning the corner, tight roping, and then extending to get to that pylon for 6 points. Williams working it. Shakes somebody there, slips up, and then it's the tightrope and the dive. His toes were very close. He manages to work the magic, stay inside. Watch that left foot right there. He got the pylon while he was airborne. That's money in the bank.
No question
about it. The previous play is under further review.
So they're going to take a look on that shot.
The runner scored or stepped out of bounds.
They want to see if he stepped out of bounds. Our replay officials, Jamie Ramirez and Rodney Norton, are here. in Grambling, Louisiana for the Southwestern Athletic Conference. But a good run that time by Chance Williams. That would be his second touchdown rushing this year.
So let's take a look. Watch his foot right here as he gets up here. It's the foot while he's up in the air.
Right foot did go out.
So he's out.
Right foot went out at about the 2.5 yard line.
So the replay will bring that back.
Yep. That's a good call by the replay people.
Yeah, excellent effort by him, but his momentum just brought him a little bit out of bounds. Tough to see on the real time, but the replay made it clear his right foot was out, Charlie.
The right foot did touch the white line. As you see, Hugh Jackson, head coach of the Grambling Tigers. He doesn't seem to have a problem with whatever's going on. So.
Yeah, well, they know they got great field position, and the way they're running the ball, this will be, in their minds, probably just matter of fact, we'll do it again. We'll take this one in if we have to score twice.
Now remember, that drive started at their own at the 48-yard line, rather, of Texas Southern, and it was a 48-yard drive. Didn't take them long to get down the field and get into the end zone with some running from Chalk and Chance Williams, both carrying the mail.
Yeah, just chewing up the ground. I mean, again, early they had a nice pass that got called back, but they've been working the ground, and you know how it works. If something isn't broke, you don't need to
worry
fix
about it.
So keep feeding their running backs, and they're hungry right now, and they're showing they're able to get the job done. So that's one thing that on the Texas Southern side that Clarence McKinney, their head coach, had talked about. They need to be able to step up and really juice it up. One more look at that, you'll see it's pretty clear with that right foot right there. He's a good yard away from the pylon. So in real time, tough to call, but the replay made it nice and clear. I'd be shocked if it doesn't come back.
This Texas Grambling team came in averaging 33 points a game.
After further review, the runner stepped out of bounds at the 1 yard line. The ball will be placed at the 1 yard line. Second down.
So it's going to be second down, ball at the 1, second and goal. After he stepped out, and we talked about the fact that this Texas Southern team has been allowing 55 points a game. They've given up 64 points in the first quarter while only scoring 3 points themselves in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're not going to beat a lot of teams doing that.
So let's see what they do with this second down and goal from the 1 yard line. You got a lineman in there. Looks like they're going to go right, John.
Going power. Look at that back up there. He just
turns it
nice
outside.
Job slipping back in. Great
still
run.
Inside. And that is Chance Williams. He gets it. Instead of a 14-yard run, he gets a 1 yard run.
Yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, that was actually Floyd Chalk on that one, Charlotte. The two look like three. He has his jersey folded up. But I'll tell you, he does a great job. Watch this. He's actually shut down on that outside. He has to juke and slip and then bounce off somebody to get back inside. So short yardage, does a nice job of swatting off defenders. Big run on short yardage by Floyd Chalk, the 4th.
Point after coming from Tanner Rinker. Actually, Duarte is doing the point after.
He's doing a nice job of it.
Between Rinker and Duarte. But it is good. And Grambling puts the first points on the board today. They lead at 7-0. We're in the first quarter of play. 7:34 to go. We'll be back.
Welcome to The Griot, bringing you the stories that move us.
From culture, news, and politics. These are stories told in a way that is meaningful and important for everyone.
From the clean water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi, abortion rights, mental health, and celebrity scoops.
We'll be here every day to keep you on top of what's happening in the world as we know it. The Griot, stories powered by us.
Watch our shows live every weeknight on the Griot cable. Check your local listings.
America's Court with Judge Ross. We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
The plot thickens.
Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Mathis Court.
I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Justice with Judge Maybelline. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. A powerhouse of law on Justice Central. Check your local listings. The biggest comedy stars.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my what?
Kidney. Wall-to-wall laughs.
What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show.
There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should ask. Check your local listings for times and channel.
We have officially had landfall now.
nothing like any other hurricane we ever have been through.
We're the Bostons.
We're here to help rebuild some of these homes.
We only allow ourselves 5 days per home.
So it's time for our crew to move on in, and we're going to ask you to head on out.
Now it's time to go inside.
Ooh, Lord have man. That's so amazing.
Now that's a fast home rescue.
Looking at Mr. Floyd Chalk, the fourth out of Mission Hills, California, just took it in from 1 yard out for his third touchdown of the season. And you look at the 7-play, 49-yard drive, used 2:53 off the clock.
Yeah, all on the ground, Charlie. And so far, Williams and Chalk combining back there for over 70 yards. Williams averaging nearly 9 yards per carry. Chalk about 7 yards a pop. So they're doing what they want to do on the ground, and that's why they're on that scoreboard leading this 7-0. So until they take that run away, look for Grambling to continue to pound that up front and pulverize their front defense.
That's Ladarius Owens, one of the running backs for this Texas Southern team, back to receive this kickoff. 7-0 our score. That was a 7-play, 49-yard drive. And of course, as we talked about, Mr. Chalk taking it in, his third rushing touchdown this year. So that'll be the second possession of the afternoon for his Texas Southern team. As you see, Rinker has the ball on the tee. Tanner Rinker, freshman out of Castle Rock, Colorado.
Well, Texas Southern head coach Clarence McKinney has talked about, they need to boost up their scoring. And he said, how do you do it? He said, we need to just keep chopping wood. Let's see if they can chop some wood on this one.
They need a lot of wood to chop, too.
Look at him.
Here's a move.
Bouncing it.
To the outside. Owens on the return. Good return up to the 37, 38-yard line. Ladarius Owens. That's a 37-yard return for Mr. Owens, the senior out of Manville High, rather, I should say, in Houston.
Did a little chopping with his hatchet there, so they get a good setup, decent field position. So they just haven't been able to score this year a lot. So they're looking to try to get something going here and really crank it up. One big play can crack that open, but so far this year they've been really, really neutral on offense.
Only 3 points in the first quarter. All season long, they have not scored in the fourth quarter this year.
Yeah. Slow start, slow finish.
And pitching it back on the inside to Jaron Johnson. He is the tight end coming inside.
Little shovel pass.
Yeah, junior, 6'4", out of Sorrento, Louisiana. It'll be second down, only a 1-yard gain on the play. Jace Wilson, the quarterback, started the last 2 games for Coach Clarence McKinney. Now he's looking to pass on the near side. A.J. Bennett couldn't hold it.
Yeah, man.
A little low.
And he had a couple of receivers out in front of him trying to wall off the defense, and I think he started to think about getting upfield before he clearly locked it away.
J.J. Bennett out of Houston, Texas. He's a senior. Started his college career at Kansas. That looked like offsides.
Everybody's pointing. No, it was him, not me.
Well, it should be offsides because the defense caused the offensive player to flinch. I would say that would be encroachment.
Offside. Defense. Number 98 is in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Once again.
Jaden Hardy was the man there. Savannah, Georgia, Island High.
There's those penalties you were talking about, Charlie.
Yeah. Free snap penalties that you don't need.
Yeah, that's mental.
Going to the left side this time. Jace Wilson decides to run it, but is not going to get away from the defense of Grambling State University. And there you go, Mr. Lewis Matthews over there to make the stop. A lot of people, the coaches, we were talking about talking to the defensive coordinator, Cedric Thornton. So he reminds him of Sam Mills, the old Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Yes, that's high praise.
Who's not tall in terms of stature, but was able to parlay his size into a Pro Football Hall of Fame.
That's right. Compact, could move sideline to sideline, could read and smell where the ball was. So that's a great compliment to pay for the big man Matthews.
So from their own 44-yard line, they're going to punt it away.
Still unable to crank that offense up.
And we got a whistle. And another penalty, and it's a timeout.
Okay.
That's Grambling's second timeout that they've used.
Timeout.
Interesting.
Grambling State. It's their second charge timeout. This will also be a media timeout.
So there's a timeout on the field now. Coaches look like they're having a discussion of who should be on the field, and we'll be back.
Let's get it straight, gentlemen.
Everybody to the Wild Wild West, a state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. Say what you say, but give me that bomb beat from Dre. Let me serenade the streets of LA. From Oakland to Sacktown, the Bay Area and back down. Cali is where they put they Mac down. Give me your shake it, baby. Shake it, Cali. Shake it, Cali.
Travel, there is nothing like it. Dancing is my passion. But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't been easy. Now, I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, so you can have clearer skin and noticeably less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
What's up, Philly? Hi there, Phoenix.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Here are some of your top stories from Cheddar News on Local Now.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. You're high above Hollywood. Local Now, where you are is where it's at.
It's unbelievable.
Hundreds of millions of lives impacted.
Look at the wind howling through here.
Tens of thousands of live reports where the weather is happening.
Yeah, this is extreme.
Thousands of storms forecasted. 40 years of storytelling. 22 specialized and advanced field degrees. 7 innovative weather presentation patents. And a former National Hurricane Center director. One trusted best-in-class expert team. America's most trusted news network. The Weather Channel.
Yeah, looking at Clarence McKinney, his team has not put any points on the board as of yet, only 3 all season long. This is Texas Southern, the school that was founded in 1927 as a junior college, became the Houston College for Negroes in 1934, and today is known as Texas Southern University. They're putting it away with a couple of Hall of Famers in their lineup. Oh, it takes a Grambling bounce and is down at the 34-yard line, and they tackle the man. That was a correct move. I mean, some people may think it was rough because who knows, if you don't tackle him, he can take it down the field.
It. I can tell you, Charlie, Texas Southern very fortunate that punt went short.
Right.
The wall that G-Men had set up would have created a lot of problems for them. So that short kick, although it gives Grambling some nice field position, could have been a whole lot worse had they kicked it a little further and gotten it to the return man.
I was going to say the 2 Hall of Famers from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Texas Southern, Michael Strahan went in 2014. Winston Hill went in 2020. And of course, Ken Burrow, the former NFL wide receiver, went to Texas Southern. He's in the Black College Football Hall of Fame along with those other 2 I just mentioned.
That Strahan kid's doing all right.
Not bad. First down and 10. Here we go again. Off to the races.
Man.
And guess who's running the ball? This is Chance Williams this time.
Wind them up and just give them the ball, Charlie. They are doing everything and anything they want on the ground. Again, the big men up front creating great lanes and a nice burst of speed there from Chance Williams, breaking it outside. Another first down, moving those chains.
After the play is over, personal foul, offense number 54. 15-yard penalty will be 1st and 10, Grambling State.
Cody Hornsberry, a sophomore out of Dallas, Texas, who transferred in from Delaware State out of the MEAC. After that, negates that long run and pushes the ball back. And again, this is the most penalized team in the conference. They came in with 32 penalties and averaging 87 yards a game.
That is not good. Hugh Jackson, I'm sure, losing his mind. 2 big plays in this half so far that have been brought back because of penalties. A long pass and then a great run.
And that's discipline.
You're right.
That becomes a discipline issue. You know, so what can you say?
Yeah, that's why you'll see coaches getting heated and have some long talks with the young cats.
So rather than a first down,
see right now
in great field position.
You're not thrilled.
Yeah.
He must be happy. He's not happy.
Not at all. Quarterback keeping it this time. Crawley coming to the near side, runs out of bounds in front of his own bench. Charles George Jr. was the man defending for Texas Southern. So to bring up a third down, we'll call it about 6. 3rd and 6. Ball resting at the 47-yard line. Their own 47.
Charlie, looks like keep an eye on your receivers. They've got some one-on-ones going on out here.
And look at the top of your screen.
And you got trips up top.
Yeah. And now a timeout is being called by, let's see.
Timeout. Texas Southern.
Texas Southern.
That's
their
first
first.
timeout of the half.
So they, on their first timeout of the half.
This will be a 30-second timeout. 30 seconds.
Let's go down to our sideline reporter. Talking about Courtney Tate. She has more on Mr. Crawley, the quarterback for Grambling.
Hey, Charlie, we talked about Miles Crawley a lot today. Now, he is another player who transferred in after having a rough season. The coach said 2 players ahead of him were in that spot running in the summer camp. He said he worked hard enough to get that starting position, and we see it's paying off today after he's getting conversion after conversion. Guys, back over to you.
Well, he also was battling a young man who came in as a freshman a year ago who had a pretty decent season. We're talking about Julian Calvez. And he was, put right into the baptism of fire as a freshman a year ago, and he responded
up strong.
Yes,
man.
he did.
He looked great. But Crawley, he originally, I guess, wanted to go to Grambling, went to Alabama. Let him play here.
And this one complete, still on his feet, running Antonio Jones. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down, maybe 2 yards shy. But Antonio Jones was the man on the reception that time out of Lovejoy High in Atlanta, Georgia.
Now, I would not be surprised, obviously, going for it here. The way they're running the ball on the ground, they figure, a yard and a half, 2 yards, they can pound this out, keep the sticks moving, and get a first down. But as I was mentioning, Crawley came over from Alabama State after he had originally thought about coming here, and then the timing worked out, and he decided to get here.
Keelan Elder gets the ball, slips down, and gets the extra yardage and gets the first down. Keelan Elder, first time we've seen him today. He's a senior. He's out of Duncanville High in Dallas, Texas.
Charlie, this is outstanding. He slips, keeps the hand on the ground, jumps up to his feet, lunges forward, first down. That is a magical run.
And now a timeout by the officials. Let's see if there's a flag.
The previous play is under further review. The runner's knee hit the ground.
I think that's what they're going to look at. The replay officials, Jaime Ramirez and Rodney Norton, and I thought maybe possibly his knee hit the ground, but the officials on the spot did not say that he did.
So we'll take a look. He gets that left hand down to hold himself up.
Yeah, that knee.
It was close.
It looked like
he might have drug.
Yeah, it may have
I
drugged.
couldn't tell if that was his toe coming from the back foot. Hopefully we have another angle, but yeah, it might be.
He has a back foot toe on the knee.
There it is. Let's see that. So let's see. I don't know. The left knee looks like it stayed up on that replay.
I don't know if he hit. It looks, yeah.
I'm going to circle it for as we get this again here to slow that down. This is where we're trying to watch right in here. As it moves over. Yeah, you can't really see with the big bodies in front of him there.
Well, it has to be inconclusive evidence for them to overturn the ruling on the field.
It's going to be tough to flip. So let's take a look. Here we go slowly. Nice job of slowing it down for us. This is the knee we'll want to watch right here to see. I think he keeps it. There's still air in between.
All you need is a
I think he kept it up.
Is an index card.
Yeah, that's right. Index card, credit card, whatever.
All we need is Gene's territory here today.
Great, yeah, right. I remember that. But great job on the slow-mo replay team. Thank you very much for that. That is a great shot. Charlie, I will be, again, shocked. Oh, the nice zoom up. Oh, now we're getting fancy. There it is. He's got money. Look, you can get a couple credit cards under there, brother.
So far today, Grambling with 7 first downs. Texas Southern still looking for their first down of the day. And there's you look at our referee, Preston Clipper, talking to the replay people. Now, they may see something different than we do, but
maybe, but according to our replays, and thank you very much in the truck for sharing that great stuff for us, blowing it up, showing all the bells and whistles we got out here. That's how we do it at HBCU. Go.
And again, this Grambling team trying to put some more points on the board if they keep this drive alive. That was a 4th down play, remember?
Yeah, that was
so
crucial.
If it's overruled that it was a first down, then the ball will go over to Texas Southern.
Change possession. Well, you saw Elder there on the sideline kind of giving a wink and a high sign to people at the stands. It's like, my knee wasn't on the ground. Let's keep this drive going.
You know, we've got a minute. I know Courtney's going to have more on this going forward, but there's a young man who the Grambling family are saying prayers for, defensive linebacker by the name of Jaquavius Richmond from Shreveport, Louisiana, who got injured a couple weeks ago against LSU.
After further review, the play stands as called.
There it is.
First down, Grambling.
All right.
Clock operator, please reset the clock to 3 minutes and 48 seconds. 3:48.
Absolutely. Now, I do not blame Clarence McKinney for wanting that. There he is. Elder's like, yeah, baby, I got you. You need short yardage on 3rd down. I got you.
4th down.
Oh, 4th down, I should say.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, that's right. Money man. Just give me the rock.
So they keep the ball, and it's a first down, and the credit card and the index card worked. Thank you, Gene. Anyway, 1st down and 10. But going back to Jaquavius Richmond, we want to say our prayers for him. He's still in the hospital in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Not necessarily in the hospital, but going through rehab. So we wish him the best.
Absolutely the best.
Back to the left side. Here's a little quick pitch. Still on his feet. First down. And a first down gain again. And again, this is Floyd Chalk who has the touchdown for the Tigers today.
Every single member of this Grambling running back crew doing a great job of continuing running after contact. They are not going down on first hits. That is just eating up big chunks of yardage. They are doing what they feel.
It's nice when you have this group of running backs, Williams, Chalk, Elder, and then we haven't even seen DeJohn Richard in the game yet.
They got a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch.
Here's Chalk again, bouncing back to the outside. Look at that.
Oh,
he's enjoyed just to watch.
I'm telling you, man, those are the kind of people that you have in the backfield. Anything is possible, almost like back in the day with Barry Sanders. Just dangerous.
Look at the defensive white shirt.
The hop, the skip, the spinorama.
Forget it. It's a penalty.
Yeah, it still looks nice. It'll look cool on his highlight reel, even though it won't be in the stats. But you can tell when a running back starts just doing and bouncing and feeling it and keeping the defense off balance, you start to feel like Superman out there. And these guys are running strong, running efficient, and making it happen.
That's Grambling's 3rd penalty today. And again, moves them back. So it's 1st and 20.
Yeah, they've been their own worst enemy.
Yes, they have. Despite themselves.
That's right, giving the defense a break.
Right. And here the quarterback will keep it, and that will be Crawley rolling left, and he's dropped inside the 40, about the 38-yard line. And that was Jadrian McGraw who came up to make the stop defensively for Texas Southern. McGraw, senior out of Newton High in Newton, Texas. So it's 3rd down, about 13. Well, I should say second and about 13. 14, they say. Bouncing it to the outside once again, lowering his head, and down inside the 35-yard line goes Chalk.
Not much happening on that one.
So now a 3rd down, 3rd and about 9 facing them. That is the Grambling Tigers.
And they're keeping the offense on the field so far, so wonder what they have up their sleeve. What is 3rd down?
see what they do on this third down.
Receivers up top, keep an eye.
40% coming into the game on third down conversions. Long pass.
Perfect.
Knocked away. Good defense. Great defense downfield that time by Ja'Cory Benjamin to make sure that that ball was not caught for a touchdown.
Yeah, J.R. Waters had a step on him. Crawley lays it out there nicely, but look at Benjamin. Got that fist right up to knock it out. Denies the touchdown.
Waters, the intended receiver, out of Oxnard, California. Grambling over 100 yards rushing, though, today.
They are killing it on the ground.
So they're going to punt it away from the 33-yard line of Texas Southern. A little pooch punt. Let's see if it.
That's in.
That's going to the end zone. That's coming out to the 20. Coming out to the 20. Oh. When we talk about Grambling and we talked about Robinson and all he was able to do. Eddie Robinson, of course,
legend.
A legend. He broke Bear Bryant's record with his 324th win back on October 5th in 1985 in Dallas, Texas. State Fair against Prairie View.
By the way, you were there.
I happened to do that game. That was a B game. They won it 27-7 over Prairie. Coach Rob died at the age of 88 back in 2007, and Joe Paterno broke his record with 409 wins. But Joe Gagliardi, managed football for 63 years. He has the all-time. As we see the ball staying on the ground, and there's the run, big run that time by Ladarius Owens. Big yards for Mr. Owens.
And they're going to keep it moving here. Speed on the offense, trying to run a track meet.
15 yards on that run by Owens. And a flag. We may have a false start. Let's see. Yes. That's a penalty on Texas Southern.
False start. Offense, number 76.
And both offenses have been doing this. You get a big play, and then what do? You shoot yourself in the foot.
Can't
penalty,
afford that.
Bring it right back.
You can't afford that.
And especially for Texas Southern, the way they haven't been able to generate much offense, especially in the early parts of the game. So doing that is moving the ball in the wrong direction. But again, that burst right there, maybe they can build on.
Remember I said Grambling averaging 87 yards in penalties a game. Texas Southern
more
averaging 86. Here's the fourth penalty. Let's see who this is on. Two officials, the head linesman and the line judge, going to come together and figure out who the penalty's on. They're going to call offsides against Grambling.
Outside. Defense, number 98. 5-yard penalty.
Let's move it back
Still
the
first
other
down.
way.
That's their fourth penalty, Grambling.
All right, so we're balancing out here. Yeah, you can see that right on over here.
In the neutral zone, which
right
caused the Mr. Dennis Jones, number 76, to jump.
So we're back to where we started. First down and 10.
And again, Owens on the carry. Not much doing that time for Ladarius Owens. Last year, this Texas Southern team, and we haven't seen any sacks today, but they were sacked 24 times and were intercepted 6 times. They fumbled 10 times last year, lost it. Trying to go left again. Here's Owens, first down and out of bounds right in front of his own bench.
And we've seen it a couple of times today, the footing being lost by the runners as they try to plant, always running to the right, so the turf may be laying that way, and again the heat, maybe some moisture or something. But
and that is the end of the first quarter.
Well, a 12-yard run, a 7-0 ball game. That's where we are right now. 1 quarter in the books here in Grambling, and we'll be back with more from the SWAC in a moment.
Bienvenidos a The Weather Channel en español.
The Weather Stories.
Ahora regresamos al estado de California, donde los bomberos están luchando contra un incendio forestal.
And critical information that impact Hispanic communities. From the most trusted name in TV news, now in español.
El cambio climático es una amenaza creciente para el sector energético del país, que además se encuentra ya al límite.
The Weather Channel en español, streaming on these platforms. Tu conexión con el tiempo.
America's Court with Judge Ross.
Hold on. This has nothing to do with the necklace.
You don't get to control what happens up in here?
Judge Ross is back with all new cases.
Did he say to you, I think you're cheating on me?
Yes.
We had you take a lie detector test.
And the same attitude.
I asked the questions up in here.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Daytime Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program.
Case closed.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Check your local listings for times and channel.
It's a feel-good show everybody's been waiting for.
It's incredible. They nailed it.
Oh my gosh!
They're victims of natural disasters.
I'd never seen nothing like this.
Cody and Felicia bring their teams in to rebuild and reinforce what's best about America, working together to help our neighbors. Come along each week while Cody and Felicia make it happen across the heartland with Fast Home Rescue.
I can't wait to make my recipes for you.
Let Recipe.tv inspire you.
Voila!
Travel with us to culinary destinations.
This is a pizza party. Bon appetito.
Bon appetito.
Oh boy.
Learn to cook with our world-class chefs.
It kind of pops right up, and then you know it's ready.
I'm generous with these figs because I'm a bit of a fig fiend.
Here on Recipe.tv.
We ready? Yeah. It's time to address. You know we the best. Here to impress. We got you covered like you want bed rest. You can kick back, flip your head rest. Everything you need, we got access. Just in, you ain't gotta just guess. Bringing big news and we said it best. We ready to go. Come and get it right now. We got what you like now. Every day and night now. Better get here right now.
Last season, Torre sat down Francis Tiafu, Jennifer King, Doc Rivers, Debbie Allen, Kenan Thompson, Tyler Perry, and Don Peebles. This season, on Masters of the Game, Maisha Kai sits down with Tabitha Brown, Charles King, Jesse Collins, Nikki Giovanni, and more. Catch up on thegrio.com or the Grio app. Check your local listings for the Grio.
As we start the second quarter, 7-0 our score. Grambling on top of Texas Southern. Let's go down to Courtney with Coach McKinney.
Coach, that was a huge stop late in the first to keep this score 7-0. What adjustments are you looking to make in the second quarter to get some points on the board?
We need to tackle better, and we need to move the ball offensively. We can't continue to go 3 and out and keep our defense on the field.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you. Good luck in the second.
All right, they're 0 for 2 with third down conversions, but here's the most important stat, or compelling stat if you want to call it that, John. Texas Southern has scored their most points this year in the second quarter. Okay. 24 points. Grambling has allowed the most points in the second quarter. So we'll see if that plays out.
Time for Texas Southern to step up right now. Let's turn up, get on the scoreboard.
Let's see if that plays out right now. First down and 10. Ball resting at the 49-yard line, their own 49. And Owens going to the right side, and Owens just a yard, and that's it, right at midfield. He's brought down immediately.
Charlie, Hugh Jackson has to be pleased with that first quarter play from his defense. They've given up a lot of yards in those first few games. Through 3 games, nearly 900 yards rushing. They've given up over 500 yards total offense per game. So far today, they are solid. That makes a coach very happy.
Wilson throws. Incomplete. Incomplete downfield. Dagree again covering on the play. We have a player that's still down and injured for Texas Southern.
That was Derek Morton, who tried to go up for that ball, hit the ground just horizontal very, very hard. Almost made a spectacular catch. Nice ball from Jace Wilson, and he takes a hard crunch on the ground.
Well, this Coach McKinney looks like they're going to come over, and he's going off under his own power. He's walking away. Javon Robinson on the defensive side will be back. Derek Morton.
Fun, sis.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got.
wanna be where you can see troubles around the same. You wanna go where everybody knows.
They're great.
Up next, Deli Witch from Hot Pockets. Ham and cheese on delicious bread, a must-pack for every parent. We now go to Matt, currently stuffing his face.
Deli Witch from
Hot Pockets.
Awesomely portable.
Some people just know that's not gonna fit. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate.
That's not gonna fit.
What's that?
You need another 4 inches.
Do you work here?
Nope. I just saw you there and I thought I'd save you the trouble. Nana.
She's a human measuring tape, and she knows Allstate is the right fit for her.
It's not gonna fit. That's not gonna fit.
What?
Steven.
Some people just know.
Well played. Well played, my friend.
Those are the people who know you're in good hands with Allstate.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic!
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the details.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
Part of our mission at The Griot is to bring you thoughtful, engaging discussions on topics that matter. This month, I'm joined by The Griot's Christina Greer and the Associated Press's Aaron Morrison and Ayanna Alexander for an engaging panel that you should not miss. We're going to cover a full spectrum of topics that continue to unpack the erosion of democracy in our country. You need to join us for these raw, unfiltered discussions. Race and Democracy, the Facts and the Fury. October 4th on thegriot.com and right here on my show, The Griot, with Mark Lamont Hill, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. Local now. Where you are is where it's at.
You know, Derek Morton, we saw him down on the sideline before we took that break. He looks like he's going to be all right. Fifth-year senior out of Spring Branch, Texas, and a preseason first-team all-conference selection. One of 6 players that made the preseason all-SWAC preseason team.
He did a nice job climbing that ladder and almost making a circus grab.
3rd down and 9.
Got all the receivers really packed in right here, Charlie. Look for something coming out to that right side.
Keeping it on the ground. And still on his feet, but a lot of black jerseys now around Ladarius Owens. Not much running room that time.
Not at all. He picked up decent and positive yardage, but not enough for that first down. So they'll be looking at 4th and what is that about? 4, 3?
4th and about 4, yeah. Actually about 3, yeah. Because the ball is right inside the 45-yard line at the 44. They had to get to the 41 to get a first down. And of course, Clarence McKinney, who's beginning his 5th season as the head coach in Houston. Ironic story about him. He grew up in Houston, grew up right across, went to high school, Jack Yates High, right across the street from where Texas Southern is.
Which is pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
But what's not cool for Texas Southern is their offense in that first quarter, they generated about 4 yards total offense. You can't beat anybody doing that.
And that goes into the end zone. Don't forget, you're watching HBCU Go Sports, and it's powered by The Griot. Along with John Kelly, Courtney Tate, Charlie Neal here in Grambling, Louisiana, for this Southwestern Athletic Conference, as they call it, the Wild Wild West Showdown.
I like that. Wild Wild West.
In the Western Division.
Yeah, man.
In fact, preseason poll, Grambling was picked to finish 4th in the West, and Texas Southern, of course, was picked to finish 3rd in the West. And we had a chance to see Texas Southern their last game last season when they had a chance to go to the SWAC championship against Jackson State. And they were playing Alabama A&M down in Huntsville, Alabama, and things just didn't work out the way everybody thought they would.
Did not get it done. So far this year, they've really been struggling. They played a couple of big power teams, so they've taken some punishment, but they haven't found any rhythm today either.
Grambling with the ball. Here's Miles Crawley.
Just put it out of bounds.
But it's incomplete on the near sideline.
Antonio Jones, the intended receiver, he had his man beat. He made a nice pattern, broke to the sideline, but Crawley just put it out of bounds. You see it has him up top here, just not catchable. And he knows it. I'm missed that one. Ah, that's a lot of money in the bank.
Yep, got to hit those. Say he has a great arm, talented quarterback, and it has a complete this time on the far side and still running, picking up extra yards as Lyndon Rash, their go-to receiver. He was a preseason second team all SWAC selection for this Grambling team, who put 5 players on the preseason team.
Yeah, Charlie, they knew right away what they were going to do with this because the defense was playing way back in zone, so that gave our boy Rash a chance to get up and get that first down.
Here goes the little battering ram, Floyd Chalk, after that 15-yard pass completion on the previous play.
And Chalk having a great day up front there. He is averaging nearly 10 yards per carry, over 80 yards for the day so far.
And he stays in there in the backfield beside his quarterback, Miles Crawley. Chalk. Here's Crawley to pass, steps up, throws over to the near side, has a complete to Dickerson. Well, in and out of the hands of Tylen Williams, actually. Tylen Williams out of Zachary, Louisiana. He's a freshman.
Yeah, they've still got a young team here. And that's why when you talk to head coach Hugh Jackson, he's excited. He knows they might be a year or two away from really hitting their stride, but these young players getting a lot of good reps, and that experience is priceless.
It is 3rd down.
Changing things up here.
They're 1 for 2 coming into this drive on 3rd down. See what they do here. Here's a pass, complete, and
dropped the ball.
Fumble. It was complete to Antonio Jones, but he couldn't hold on. And coming out with it for Texas Southern was Ja'Cory Benjamin.
All about the Benjamin. I can tell you, Charlie, this was a great catch and run after catch, but watch the defense zeroes in on the ball. Look at this stick. Bam! Right there, shoulder down, knockout blow, and the ball pops loose. Jacob Williams right there, right on the money, and that ball was a freebie. Great hit. Jars it loose. This is the chance that Texas Southern needs to take and run it down the opposite side of the field for 6 points and get back in this game.
From their own 48-yard line, their 4th possession of the afternoon. Quick pass on the near side, has it complete to Derek Morton, and Morton across midfield to about the 47, 48-yard line.
He's holding his arm, so
that was Morton went out on the last drive, and he's holding that left arm.
I think they're trying to pull something now. Okay, looked like he was going to hang on that side. It looked like he was looping back in. He's hurt. Yeah, he's upset too, man. He took a shot.
Owens in there beside his quarterback.
Watch out here, man to man.
Owens in motion. Wilson throws to Owens on the far sideline, 1st down. Owens coming out of the backfield, little wheel route, gets the 1st down and moves the chains inside the 40 to about the 38.
And they're going to keep hustling, but they did a nice job of pushing this one wide. They had the receivers run the defenders off, and that little swing route that you talked about, dumped it out, and he had a lot of green in front of him, so he picks up good yardage, 1st down, keeps that drive moving.
Trips receivers to the top. And now the quarterback option, nothing doing, loses 2 yards, back to the 40. Darling there on the stop defensively for the Grambling Tigers. The name we haven't mentioned much today is Anderson, Sandiata Anderson, who was the defensive player of the year preseason for Grambling, wearing number 9 on the right side. He's that edge rusher, but he's probably created some havoc that we just haven't talked about.
There you go. Oftentimes forcing action that we don't notice.
Sandiata Anderson we're talking about. And there's a great tackle that time. Defending was Kevin Thomas coming up to make the stop. Big defensive play.
Yeah, those are tough when it's one-on-one like that and the running back has some room to possibly bounce outside. He did a nice job of getting low, getting into his hips, and not letting him do anything.
Owens just couldn't do it. Like
force the action.
Yeah. 3rd down now, 3rd and 13 for this Texas Southern team.
They need to click something big here, so they got the trips up top.
Ball at the 40. Looks like somebody's lined up off sides.
Yeah, I think you called it, but it might have got away with one. And
wide open.
Receiver.
Touchdowns. Texas Southern, A.J. Bennett.
That was a well-executed play. Charlie Neal and the trips receivers up top. You got to give Wilson some credit. Stepping up in the pocket with pressure coming, waited patiently for his receiver to break free, and Bennett bends this one to the middle and finds his opening. Great route, breaks it off, just bends it to the middle. Never had much coverage on him, so all he had to do was catch that one. A nice pass from Jace Williams to cash in for their first touchdown of the day.
And the third touchdown for A.J. Bennett this season. Left-footed point after is up is good, and we are tied at 7 apiece here in Grambling. And we'll be back. 9:54 left in the first half. And here's the pass.
Great job.
41 yards in the air. A.J. Bennett beats his defender and takes it in untouched by human hands.
In the heart of Houston, Texas, is one of the nation's preeminent comprehensive universities. From the classroom to the Tiger Walk to the boardroom and even out of space, we build realities where excellence thrives. Hail to our dear maroon and gray, fierce, bold, majestic, the Tiger way. Undivided, we will stand by the greatest in the land. I decided today. The future is yours to decide.
The biggest comedy stars.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my what?
Kidney.
Wall-to-wall laughs.
What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show.
There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent. That's the problem.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Powerful.
I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this court. I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Mathis Court is in.
You know, you talk about Eddie and what he did. We go back to 1976. Grambling State, Morgan State became the first collegiate football game from the United States to play a game in the continent of Asia. That was back in 1976. And Grambling defeated Morgan State in that game 42-16. That game was played in Tokyo, Japan. And then in the fall of 1977, Grambling Tigers invited back to Tokyo. They played Temple and they beat them in the Mirage Bowl 35-32.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Neal taking us to class. Love it.
And let's look at that score once again after we saw that return by Guidry.
Charlie, this just set up. He just runs this pattern, comes right through here. On the money, all alone. Easy connection to cash in. Wilson to Bennett. A.J. doing his job. We got a tied-up ball game, Charlie. And as you mentioned, we went to break. That turnover, able to take advantage, cash it in, and take it the other way. So Texas Southern now trying to find a little bit momentum. We'll see how the Tigers from the other side respond.
At their own 12-yard line, it is 1st down and 10. This time it is Chance Williams in the backfield with his quarterback. He started the game on a reverse. Back to the near side. Williams gets good yardage. About 5 yards on the play, maybe 6. Out to about the 18-yard line. Chance Williams out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Went to Scotlandville High down there.
Representing very, very strong.
Coach called, you know what he called it? A Lamborghini.
I like that.
I said, what happened to the Ferrari?
They've got one of those too.
Well, I saw the Ferrari in chalk.
That's right. Another flag, bunch of flags this time, Charlie.
Well, let's see what we have here. Our official Preston Clipper will let us know.
That's why Hugh Jackson does have a reason to smile in that backfield. His garage is full of some well-oiled machines.
No question.
Hands to the face.
And that was on Melvin Priestley, the left tackle. They consider their best offensive lineman, who sets the offensive attitude of this group that averages 287 yards.
Watch
there
there on the left side.
There he is. There's
right
Priestley right there.
In there.
Yeah.
Yep. Just yanking on. Oh, took the helmet off that time. He said, I'll take that. And the referee said, well, you will, and you'll take a penalty too.
I was watching a game, maybe was it last night, the player took his helmet off.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 9.
Both
Personal
sides.
foul, face mask on the offense, number 71. Those penalties offset.
Replay.
2nd down.
There it is.
Yeah, a replay. And I can't remember who it was, but the quarterback, it was Virginia Tech and whoever they were playing, Wake Forest. Or it was Virginia and North Carolina State. That's what it was. And the quarterback from Virginia, they had a chance to win it, and he goes down. And in celebration, the helmet's coming off, but he dips it off, and then he poses for the, and they get him for sportsmanlike conduct.
Jeez.
It was crazy.
Look at him go there. That should have been a big loss. He was able to salvage that and actually get some positive yards. Nice job at bobbing and weaving there by our guy number 2, Chance Williams. Yeah, the little
Great
counter
second
step.
effort, yeah.
Watch him dip, slip, and pound it forward.
Jacob Williams was grabbing air.
Exactly.
But it is a 3rd down and 1. Let's see if the Tigers can convert right now. We see Antonio Jones going in motion, going in tight. At the bottom of your screen.
One-on-one situation, man-to-man up top.
Chalk is in the backfield.
He kind of stopped to see what was going on.
Now we have a flag, another flag down. Now is this on the defense? Face mask. No, it looks like the officials pointing to the offense. It may be illegal, hands to the face again.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 71. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Priestley again. 2 penalties on this drive by that young man who's considered their best offensive lineman. Comes in at 6'4", 295. He's out of East St. Louis, Illinois. Mr. Priestley,
he's
a
like,
sophomore.
Coach, I'm just trying hard out there, but making bad decisions by getting up in those face masks.
Hugh Jackson, you got a shot of him there. We know this is his 2nd year here. Of course, he was the offensive coordinator for Eddie George at Tennessee State 2 years ago.
A nice run in the NFL too.
Not bad. Cleveland Browns and Oakland Raiders as a head coach.
Just didn't have teams to win a lot of games.
Now another flag. False start.
Yep.
So they're going to punt this ball from inside the 15.
Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's why Coach has no hair. I mean, I understand.
So you said he used to have an afro?
Yeah. Remember the Dr. J afro?
Man,
he had one of those.
I tried to do it myself. It was my hero.
Didn't work, huh?
Julius Irving. They're coming.
Good punt.
Good kick. Yeah, really nice.
Fielded at the 36-yard line by A.J. Bennett. And there's a timeout on the field right now. So Texas Southern, it's all tied at 7 apiece. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 when we come back.
Rated M for mature.
Shop Macy's VIP sale now. Take an extra 30% off designer brands and save 15% on skincare, makeup, fragrances, and more. Plus, find incredible specials. Own your style at Macy's.
Go home with HBCU Go this homecoming season.
Second down and 19 goes deep. A perfect pass.
For the vibes, the culture, the bands, and the best matchups of the season.
Kick is up, and it's no good.
Now they're heading the opposite way. What a change of fate.
Tuskegee University takes on Alabama A&M live for homecoming Saturday, September 30th, 3, 2 Central on HBCUGO.tv or download the new HBCU Go mobile app.
You can't stop a force of nature. This hurricane season, rely on one of your own. It's a fact. No other news network out there is trusted more than the Weather Channel.
This is epic.
Trusted to give you every advantage before the storm. Trusted to be there where and when you need us. Trusted to bring you every angle of the storm using landfall cams on our streaming TV app.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Because America doesn't trust hurricane season to just anyone.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
What's up, Philly? Hi there, Phoenix.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Here are some of your top stories from Cheddar News on Local Now.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. You're high above Hollywood. Local Now, where you are is where it's at.
She doesn't mince words.
Why aren't you stopping the behavior if it's happening right in front of you?
She never accepts disrespect.
Stop your nonsense, or we will be escorting you out.
Justice for the People with Judge Millian. Check your local listings for times and channel.
My role model in life, I say Ray Lewis, because I'm a linebacker, and I look up to Ray Lewis, and he likes to hit. You know, he's a dominant player. He sits and studies the opponent. I really take pride in, for Ray Lewis being my role model.
Lewis Matthews, he's 5'11". Coaches said they wish he was 6'2".
Well, he gets it done at 5'11". Look at the speed there, chasing people down. So again, he's the thick in the middle, doesn't have a lot of that height, but he's got the tenacity. And Ray Lewis, a good football hero to have. I mean, 2-time Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, Hall of Famer.
And he had an interception, that is Matthews, last week. Ran it back for a 32-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
And that came against Florida Memorial. That's who they played last week.
Well, hopefully Ray Lewis is getting a chance to check out Lewis Matthews. He might be a fan of his, too.
That slipped going through the hole.
Speaking of Matthews, picked him up.
Yes, he did. But Darius Owens there on the carry, he tripped up a little bit going before Matthews put the finishing touches. And you talk to Matthews, his mom went to Grambling. He's actually in grad school. He finished his undergrad in kinesiology, and now he's getting his master's in sports management.
Good for him, man. I love that. Yeah, he's the fire on that defense.
Wilson running it. Wilson still on his feet, and Wilson brought down at the 47.
Give the Grambling defensive backfield great credit on great coverage, forcing Wilson out of the pocket. He had some time, but just could not find an open receiver, so he had to improvise and dance out, see if he could get something done on his own.
So it'll be 3rd down and about 3. 3rd and 3 for Texas Southern, the Tigers. Let's see what they pull out this time. David Marsh is the offensive coordinator. Again, Owens, and he has nowhere to run. And who was there? Mr. Matthews grabbed the ankles.
Number 5'7", doing it today. I'm impressed. Again, doesn't have the height that maybe they would talk about for the NFL, but he has the heart, he has the athletic ability, and we showed him during the pregame doing a round-off back handspring. So a big man like that can move, he is a very valuable asset on the offense, or should say against the offense on the defense.
So Isles back to punt it away for the 4th time this afternoon. Correction. Texas Southern punter. That's Patrick Helen, rather. Isles is the punter for Grambling. That's Helen punting it away.
Better get out of the way, fellas. Take a crazy bounce.
I know.
The ball.
Boy, Grambling took a chance that time. They could have lost that ball. It's going to be down right at about the 15-yard line. So that's where Grambling will get the work with 5:19 left in the first half at their own 15-yard line.
Chance to see if Grambling get it cranked up again on offense. See, look at that. You got it. Like that ball, if it takes one way, there were 3 jerseys way too close to that ball.
Guidry was.
They got lucky.
Yeah, they certainly did. You know, you're talking about next week. This Grambling team will be in Dallas for the State Fair Classic against Prairie View. Then they come back home on then they go to Alcorn, and then they come home. The next home game will be their homecoming against Alabama A&M on October 14th. They're going to dedicate the field to Doug Williams and Shaq Harris.
Oh, that's nice, man. A couple of superstars.
No question.
You know both those gentlemen very well.
Yes, indeed.
Got time.
Plenty of time.
Ooh.
But I don't think that was the man he should have thrown it to.
Yeah, exactly. Again, good coverage on that. Good just defense all the way around to prevent anything from happening. Javius Williams comes up and makes the stick.
So Miles Crawley, talented, great arm.
Yeah, coach says he's a great leader too. So
and yeah, he said the players gravitate to him. Of course, his first year coming on campus, you know, you don't know how other players are going to take to you. Played at Alabama State last year. Back to pass. Here he is in the near side. It's Javon Robinson, and he has the catch up to the 21-yard line, but it's going to be about 4 yards shy of a first down.
That is great coverage, great pursuit right there, and a big hit. Look at the recovery time. Right on the money. The stick.
As Benjamin.
The drop.
Ja'Cory Benjamin once again making a great defensive play.
He's having a good day.
3rd down. The pass caught, and a first down is gained after the catch by Lyndon Rash out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with the Madison prep down there.
Yeah,
carry up offense.
Yeah, quick slant pattern there. They opened it up, found him, got under the coverage, picked up the first down. Well executed.
First down and 10. Tigers. Grambling Tigers. You got to be careful. You got two Tigers. Who's going to roar the loudest, right?
A couple of Tigers in the tank. Okay.
And he just I put my hand on my head. I know I did wrong.
Yeah.
Outside.
I mean,
defense number 72. 5-yard
that's
penalty.
Brian Booker.
Still first down.
Freshman out of Lake Ridge High in Dallas.
Little too anxious. You see it right there in that center. Yeah, he was. I don't even know what made him go. Maybe it was the cadence from the quarterback, but he just jumped on his own. No one flinched, no one moved. Exactly. He's right in front of the ball. So he was snipping something he didn't see.
Going to a 3-4 defense right now with 3 down linemen on the defensive side of the ball. That is Texas Southern. Plenty of time for the quarterback. Throws to the near side and it's out of bounds. Again, Rash, the intended receiver.
They're going to flag him? Is that taunting?
I don't know. We're going to see. Michael Akins is the man looks like they were talking to.
Yeah, Akins got up. He was excited, made the big hit, had his arms out, kind of celebrating on his own.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct number 9 on the defense. Unsportsmanlike conduct number 3 on the offense.
Okay,
that is their first foul toward unsportsmanlike, toward disqualification from the game. Those penalties offset. 2nd down.
So it was Chalk and Akins. jawing at each other, apparently. Aikens out of New Iberia, Louisiana. And of course, we know about Mr. Chalk. He's been in the lineup today. There's Chance Williams, though. Second down, 2nd and 5. Williams trying to bounce to the outside, or is that? Yep, that is Williams. Chance Williams.
Great pursuit by Calvin Henderson on that one. He came from the backside, runs him down, was not going to let anything go. Great burst of speed here off the block, makes the tackle from behind.
Yeah, Calvin Henderson, a junior out of Monroe, Louisiana. This will be a 3rd down situation. 3rd and 6 facing the Tigers of Grambling. Again, going to the air and dropped. Tried to run before making the catch. The ball was close to being in his hands, but he decided, hey, I'm going to take off and run before I catch the ball. And you see what happens when that happens.
Yeah, look, he said, look, that marker's right there. I ain't got it. Yeah. So again, we've seen that a couple of times today. Everybody getting anxious, trying to move the ball forward, but as you know, you got to secure it before you can go anywhere. So make the catch, then go.
Jimmy Isles, the punter. Courtney, you have something more on this preseason all-conference selection.
Spoke to head coach Hugh Jackson, who tells us he likes to recruit players from any and everywhere. Now, we've mentioned Grambling punter Jimmy Isles, who joins this Tiger team all the way from Victoria, Australia. Jimmy recently did earn that SWAC preseason all-conference honor, and he makes a huge impact on this team. Charlie.
Well, almost took it to the house.
But a greater return. Thank you so much. That was A.J. Bennett on the return for Texas Southern University. And of course, Isles had the good punt. And of course, Bennett with the big return.
Shaking it
back here. There he is. Turning the corner. 33 yards on the return for A.J. Bennett.
What is Grambling? Grambling is growing. It's a community. Grambling is an education. An experience. Grambling is legacy, tradition, and the future. What is Grambling? Grambling is all of this and more. Grambling is the place where everybody is somebody.
The Weather Channel introduces the first daily show dedicated to the environment.
Every day, the show will look at the most urgent issues of our generation, our changing climate, and actually what can be done about it.
Join meteorologists Stephanie Abrams and Jordan Steele as they explore the changing patterns of our amazing planet.
You guys know there's a way for small businesses to actually calculate their carbon footprint.
And how they impact you every day. Pattern, weekdays on the Weather Channel.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
She's very frank.
You should never start anything you're not prepared to finish.
Compassionate.
I see a family that still loves each other, and I'm glad to see it.
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Check your local listings for times and channel.
I can't wait to make my recipes for you.
Let Recipe.tv inspire you.
Voila!
Travel with us to culinary destinations.
This is a pizza party. Bon appetito.
Bon appetito.
Oh boy.
Learn to cook with our world-class chefs.
It kind of pops right up, and then you know it's ready.
I'm generous with these figs because I'm a bit of a fig fiend.
Here on Recipe.tv.
The biggest comedy stars.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my what?
Kidney. Wall-to-wall laughs.
What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show.
There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should ask. Check your local listings for times and channel.
Welcome back to college football on HBCU Go Sports, powered by the Griot. Along with Courtney Tate, John Kelly, I'm Charlie Neal here at Robinson Stadium on the campus of Grambling State University in Grambling, Louisiana. And Texas Southern, after that long return by Mr. Bennett, has the ball, first down and 10. Good field position at the 45 of Grambling in a tie ball game, all tied at 7 apiece. Keeping it on the ground once again, running straight ahead. And as Ladarius Owens has been the workhorse last year against Grambling, in this particular, when these two teams met down in Houston, Owens ran for 105 yards and a touchdown in that game. On the other side of the ball, Lewis Matthews had 12 tackles, 11 solo, plus 1 tackle for loss. So again, both players raising their heads today against each other. Back to pass. One-on-one. Looking outside for Quay Davis. Can't make the catch. Quay Davis, the intended receiver down there, and it was Degre who's, we've seen them pick on him a couple times today.
Yeah, he did
down
a nice
there defending.
job.
Yeah.
Nice coverage there. Man to man, that's tough out there, but he was on him. Grab the jersey just a little bit. You can sneak that in there. Didn't get a call, but again, good sticky defense preventing the catch.
3rd down and 9. Trips receivers to the bottom.
Yeah, that's right, Charlie. Flooding this area here.
Incomplete. A little bit behind the intended receiver, and that was Jaron Johnson, the tight end. Second team all conference back in 2021. So that'll bring on a punting situation once again. They got the ball in good field position at the 45, gained 2 yards down to 43.
Yeah, a little bit on that back shoulder. Still a chance to make the snag, but his momentum carrying just could not make the squeeze. Wilson knows I just got it off the mark.
Helen again back to do the punting for Texas Southern. Joshua Johnson, the deep man, calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 9.
$1:32 left in the half. Charlie, this is a chance for the G-men to try to get some points before we take the break for halftime, but they've got to do some work.
They do. They really do have to do some work, and that's the key. We talked about Sandiata Anderson, and we talked about, you know, the Doug Williams and Shaq Harris going to have the field dedicated for them at Hope coming in a couple of weeks. We'll be back here back on October 28th when they play Bethune-Cookman. But more importantly, we talked about Sandiata Anderson and the Legacy Bowl that the HBCU Black College Football Hall of Fame is partnered with the National Football League and putting on in February. Well, the first invitation went out to Sandiata Anderson from Grambling, defensive end, the preseason player of the year in the SWAC.
Guess who, Charlie?
Hey, we got Chance Williams on the run that time. But we say congratulations to Mr. Anderson being the first invite for the Legacy Bowl for 2024. That game will be played in New Orleans in February.
Yeah, that's a great setup for these young players to get a chance to get some looks from the NFL players. And you had the pleasure of sharing that news yesterday on the field.
Yes, he hadn't seen the invite yet. But yes, he is going to get it. And that's Texas Southern. One of the players having a little problems getting up
Linus
there.
Noel, it looks like.
Noel,
out there,
yeah.
the big man.
Noel out of Houma, Louisiana, comes in at 6'2", 230. Looks like his toe.
I think he's actually 330 pounds.
But did I say 330?
Yeah,
230?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You know,
I mean, I'm wrong. What I'm saying, yeah,
the slim pass.
No, it's 330. Want to say special thanks to my buddy Rusty Ponton, former player here at Grambling State University, former coach, former athletic director at Grambling, for the cheesecake.
That's right. So we had lunch with Rusty yesterday, and I can tell you he is the magic man of this university. Players, students just coming up to him all day long. I swear about 40 students giving him hugs, giving him love, because he has that connection. He's supporting these young students, and it makes a big difference. I'm a big fan, Rusty, and thank you for the cheesecake.
Yeah. So everybody in the truck, I know the cake's sitting in the truck waiting for us. So
hey, save us
you
a slice out
guys leave it alone until we
enjoy
get.
it. Just make sure there's at least one slice. Charlie and I can split up.
In the meantime, we're looking at Grambling's schedule going forward. We talked about the fact that they'll play Texas Southern next week in Dallas. Prairie View next week in Dallas in the State Fair Classic. And then they'll go to Alcorn, come home to play Alabama A&M for homecoming. And then their last home game will be against Bethune-Cookman right here on HBCU Go. They close out the season against Alabama State on the road, Arkansas Pine Bluff on the road, and of course the Bayou Classic Thanksgiving weekend. That will be against Southern in New Orleans. So that's their schedule going forward.
Well, that clock is running, so they better keep it moving if they want a chance to get on the scoreboard again. Okay.
Texas Southern. That will be a 30-second timeout.
If we can shut them down, we might get at least one Hail Mary towards that end zone.
On the other side, as far as Texas Southern schedule is concerned,
game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 3 seconds. 103.
103 left. So next, Texas Southern next week, they will be at home against Lincoln out of California. And then we'll see them again down in Daytona Beach on October 14th when they play at Bethune-Cookman. Then they come home to play the Rattlers of Florida A&M. Then they hit the road against Southern and Jackson. Again, then they'll play Alcorn, and they'll close out the season right here on HBCU Go on November 18th. And that'll be in Houston against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
We're getting a little cloud cover. That makes a big difference. I feel about a 25-degree cool off here.
Yeah, it was a little warm here this morning. We got it going to the outside. There's a pass in the flat. And the reception is made by Chance Williams coming out of the backfield. And he has the first down across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Clock continuing to run. Again, a gain of 12 yards on that play. Clock is down to 45 seconds.
And moving the chains.
Clocking it. That is quarterback Miles Crawley to stop the clock. So to bring up a 2nd and 10. You want to at least get close enough to possibly give your field goal kicker an opportunity.
Well, the fact they spiked it to stop the clock means that's what they have in their mind. So they're going to be going up top. Let's see which receiver they're going to find here, because that's the only way they're going to get to field goal range.
Tanner Rinker is the field goal kicker. He's 2 of 3 in the field goal department this year. Hit a 31-yarder against Hampton. Missed a 23-yarder against LSU this year. Back to pass is Crawley. Crawley looking wide open in the middle of the field. And this one out of bounds is Rash. Lyndon Rash has a first down across midfield. And the clock stops.
Still running.
Oh, it did run. Clock is still running.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, it's supposed to stop. He got out of bounds.
He went out of bounds.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to bring that clock back.
Clock
he did
operator.
the right thing. It was a great
Please
pass.
reset
nice
the game
catch.
clock to 30 seconds.
Yeah, there we
3-0.
go. They're correcting it.
30 seconds.
Yeah, the crowd was starting to murmur.
If he didn't go out of bounds, that's one thing, but he went out of bounds.
Clearly. No, it was a smart play on his part. He knew the time on the clock. He knew that sideline pattern was set up to get him out of bounds. So they've got time.
But they still didn't put 30 on the clock. They put 29.4. So they cheated him out of 0.6 of a second. Back again is Crawley. Looking, throws. He's going to throw this one away. So that stops the clock this time with 22 seconds to go.
It's the home field clock. You think they'd show the brothers some love.
Right. I think they may have stopped it or not started when the ball was snapped. Right?
Okay, there you go. Little payback.
And again, the scrambling team in the second quarter this year has scored just 19 points in the 3 previous games.
Man-to-man out here on the bottom.
Crawley letting it fly in the middle of the field. 2 receivers there.
Yeah.
Do you have a timeout, Grambling?
Joshua
Quiet on the reception. Quiet, a tight end senior out of Baton Rouge, went to McKinley High. That's good for 31 yards.
It's their last timeout. So 30 second
Grambling uses
timeout.
their last timeout. 14
timeout.
seconds to go.
Final timeout of the half.
That's their final. Remember, they called 2 timeouts in the first quarter,
which was interesting.
So
they had one in their pocket,
and they used it wisely. The ball all the way down to the 17-yard line.
And Charlie, watch this right here. You got 2 guys wide open, He just had to pick which one to get it to for that. Breakdown in coverage.
Quiet and Javon Robinson.
Look at both of you. You going to take that? No, me? You got it? All right, cool.
So Joshua Quiet with the reception. He had 1 catch last week for 12 yards. Came into the game with 5 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown.
Charlie, that's the way you finish out a half here. Big chunks of yardage. They started on their own 10-yard line, right?
Certainly did. At their own 9. At their own 9-yard line. So let's see if they can convert right now.
Cracks. He's open. That's a nice snap.
And a great catch by Lyndon Rash.
Now, I said he's open. I wasn't talking about Rash, but Rash got the play because he was covered pretty well.
That was a great pass. I mean, that was a great effort by Lyndon Rash.
Yeah. I think C.J. Guidry was kind of wandering by himself, but Crawley said, I'm getting it to my man, number 10. Put a dime on number 10.
And the
little shove. He got away with one right there.
Xavier Player was defending him down there, number 17.
He got both hands in there, a little shove, a little catch. Big touchdown.
That's a 91-yard drive. That drive started at the only own 9-yard line. The point after is good. And with 7 seconds to go here in the second quarter, Grambling takes a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, that was a power drive there. Feeling that home cooking there. But they called an earlier timeout, Texas Southern, during that drive, which was interesting because that gave more time and let Grambling reset and keep this drive alive. So it was about 30 seconds left. Texas Southern called their timeout because Grambling only had that one, which then saved them for when they had that big play to stop the clock later in the drive.
Well, what was so ironic was they were very efficient in using the clock. A minute 25, 7 plays, 91 yards. That's pretty good.
That's absolutely good. But as you pointed out, they only had 1 timeout in their pocket. But Texas Southern, a few plays earlier, did them a huge favor ultimately, in hindsight, to not force them to burn a timeout to stop that clock. So Texas Southern helping the effort inadvertently. Lyndon Rash feeling good. 19-yard touchdown reception, 14-7 GSU, the G-men on top at home.
So Miles Crawley with his 7th touchdown pass this season.
They've been, like you said, really solid and efficient on offense, and that's one thing, Hugh Jackson said, I know I've got the players, and when we talked to him this week, one of the things he pointed out was, look, people are talking about us getting pounded. Well, we were playing up. Right. So we played a couple of big teams. He said, I feel pretty confident we get into conference play. We're going to show you what we got. Today they're doing a good job.
Well, they played LSU. They played Florida Memorial. They opened the season against Hampton up in New Jersey. And here's a return. The Ladarius Owens, and he didn't get much running room on that particular.
Have a nice trip there, baby.
As he was upended.
Tyson Bordeaux.
Yes.
Halftime.
So that's going to be the end of the first half. And it's going to be Grambling going into the locker room with a lead. And there's a catch. 1 touchdown. That was to A.J. Bennett for Texas Southern, but Grambling comes back. And here's Rash from 19 yards out. We'll be back.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Sean, do you mean this one, the one with titanium?
No way I could trade this busted up thing for one.
Maybe stealing wishes from the birthday boy is not your best plan. Switch to Verizon and trade in any iPhone and get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them.
What?
Yep, and on an amazing network.
And I don't have to ruin any more birthday parties.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. Let's go get you that iPhone. Here we go. Come on now.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
We need a clutch hit. Derek. Derek Jeter.
Hang in there, rookie.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Nissan has a car for everyone.
Every driver who wants more.
More turbo.
More freedom.
More electric.
At Nissan, more is all we do.
Go home with HBCU Go this homecoming season.
Second down and 19, goes deep, a perfect pass.
For the vibes, the culture, the bands, and the best matchups of the season.
Kick is up, and it's no good.
Now they're heading the opposite way. What a change of fate.
Tuskegee University takes on Alabama A&M live for homecoming Saturday, September 30th, 3, 2 Central on HBCUGO.tv or download the new HBCU Go mobile app.
You can't stop a force of nature. This hurricane season, rely on one of your own. It's a fact. No other news network out there is trusted more than the Weather Channel.
This is epic.
Trusted to give you every advantage before the storm. Trusted to be there where and when you need us. Trusted to bring you every angle of the storm using landfall cams on our streaming TV app.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Because America doesn't trust hurricane season to just anyone.
Part of our mission at The Griot is to bring you thoughtful, engaging discussions on topics that matter. This month, I'm joined by The Griot's Christina Greer and the Associated Press's Aaron Morrison and Ayanna Alexander for an engaging panel that you should not miss. We're going to cover a full spectrum of topics that continue to unpack the erosion of democracy in our country. You need to join us for these raw, unfiltered discussions. Race and Democracy, the Facts and the Fury. October 4th on thegriot.com and right here on my show, The Griot, with Mark Lamont Hill, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Welcome back to Grambling State University. It is halftime here, and the score is 14-7. Grambling State in the lead. Now it's one of the best parts of our halftime show. The bands are on, and this is Texas Southern's Ocean of Soul Band. This band was founded in 1969, and they feature over 200 members, making it the largest student organization on campus. They were also featured in the Super Bowl 38 halftime show for the game held in Houston. Guys, enjoy the show. shortly with our top 10.
This fall, anytime is go time on HBCU Go.
Look at him going. They cannot stop this man.
Zone, touchdown. Under pressure.
Bam!
That was a hit.
HBCU football every Saturday this fall on HBCU Go. Check your local listings.
We have officially have landfall now of Hurricane Ian.
It's nothing like any other hurricane we ever have been through.
We're the Bostons.
We're here to help rebuild some of these homes.
We only allow ourselves 5 days per home.
So it's time for our crew to move on in, and we're gonna ask you to head on out.
Now it's time to go inside.
Ooh, Lord have man. That's so amazing.
Now that's a fast home rescue.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
She's very frank.
You should never start anything you're not prepared to finish.
Compassionate.
I see a family that still loves each other, and I'm glad to see it.
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Check your local listings for times and channel. America's Court with Judge Ross. We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
The plot thickens.
Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Mathis Court.
I'm gonna throw you out real quick.
Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Justice with Judge Maybelline. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. A powerhouse of law on Justice Central. Check your local listings.
Let's take a look at this week's top 10 poll, voted on by HBCU insiders. Receiving votes is unbeaten Allen University, led by the HBCU National Player of the Week, quarterback David Wright. Coming in at number 10 is Morgan State. Hampton is 9th after beating the other HU, Howard University, last week. Bowie is 8th. Tennessee State 7th with identical 2-1 records. 4 unbeaten teams hold down the next 4 spots with Tuskegee, Virginia State, Virginia Union, and Benedict all at 3-0. North Carolina Central drops to 2nd after their 52-point loss to UCLA. Today they travel to Indianapolis to play Mississippi Valley in the Circle City Classic. Florida A&M takes over the number 1 spot after winning their 16th straight game at home. They were led by the SWAC's Offensive Player of the Week, quarterback Jeremy Musa. Today, the Rattlers will try and make it 17 straight wins at home when they host Alabama State in a key conference matchup. That's a look at this week's HBCU Go Top 10 poll. We'll be back with more halftime activities from Grambling in just a moment.
Welcome to The Griot, bringing you the stories that move us.
From culture, news, and politics, these are stories told in a way that is meaningful and important for everyone.
From the clean water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi, abortion rights, mental health, and celebrity scoops.
We'll be here every day to keep you on top of what's happening in the world as we know it. The Griot, stories powered by us.
Watch our shows live every weeknight on the Griot cable. Check your local listings.
Bienvenidos a The Weather Channel en español.
The Weather Stories.
Ahora regresamos al estado de California, donde los bomberos están luchando contra un incendio forestal.
And critical information that impact Hispanic communities. From the most trusted name in TV news, now in español.
El cambio climático es una amenaza creciente para el sector energético del país, que además se encuentra ya al límite.
The Weather Channel en español, streaming on these platforms. Tu conexión con el tiempo.
Movies, concerts, the best in comedy.
This guy's kind of funny.
Award-winning movies.
That's wonderful!
American pop culture at its best.
What are you trying to make, a highlight reel?
I'm having fun.
It just doesn't get better than this.
Really?
Seriously.
This is unbelievable. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
This TV.
We the People delivers compelling cases and firm justice.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
She's smart.
Even though there are accidents.
With Judge Lauren Lake. Check your local listings for times and channel.
It's a feel-good show everybody's been waiting for.
It's incredible. They nailed it. Oh my gosh!
They're victims of natural disasters.
I'd never seen nothing like this.
Cody and Felicia bring their teams in to rebuild and reinforce what's best about America, working together to help our neighbors. Come along each week while Cody and Felicia make it happen across the heartland with Fast Home Rescue.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
What's up, Philly? Hi there, Phoenix.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Here are some of your top stories from Cheddar News on Local Now. Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. You're high above Hollywood. Local Now, where you are is where it's at.
Welcome back. We are at halftime. The score here is 14-7 with Grambling State in the lead. Now it's time for another performance from our special band from Grambling State, the world-famed Tiger Marching Band. They were founded in 1926 and they feature one of the few female band directors in the nation. They also performed at 2 Super Bowls in 1967 and 1968, also Super Bowl 32 in 1998. Grambling State has also performed at inaugural events for President George W. Bush, President Barack Obama, and President Joe Biden. Guys, enjoy.
body and the blood of Jesus Christ.
Body in the blood?
Catherine.
Body in the blood. The 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 body in the blood.
Have you ever seen anything like this? God played that trick on you.
Rated R. Only in theaters October 6th.
A truck is a tool, but a Ram is life. It's the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. Nice. Discover how Ram powers all the lives you live during Ram Power Days.
During Ram Power Days, get $4,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most 2023 Ram 1500 trucks. See your Ram dealer today.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
What's up, Philly? Hi there, Phoenix.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Here are some of your top stories from Cheddar News on Local Now. Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. You're high above Hollywood. Local Now, where you are is where it's at.
Go home with HBCU Go this homecoming season.
Second down and 19, goes deep, a perfect pass.
For the vibes, the culture, the bands, and the best matchups of the season.
Kick is up, and it's no good.
Now they're heading the opposite way. What a change of fate. Tuskegee University takes on Alabama A&M live for homecoming Saturday, September 30th, 3, 2 Central on HBCUGO.tv or download the new HBCU Go mobile app.
Part of our mission at the Griot is to bring you thoughtful, engaging discussions on topics that matter. This month, I'm joined by the Griot's Christina Greer and the Associated Press's Aaron Morrison and Ayanna Alexander for an engaging panel that you should not miss. We're going to cover a full spectrum of topics that continue to unpack the erosion of democracy in our country. You need to join us for these raw, unfiltered discussions. Race and Democracy, the Facts and the Fury. October 4th on thegriot.com and right here on my show, The Griot, with Mark Lamont Hill, 7 p.m. Eastern.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic.
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the details.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
Last season, Torre sat down with Francis Tiafu, Jennifer King, Doc Rivers, Debbie Allen, Kenan Thompson, Tyler Perry, and Don Peebles. This season, on Masters of the Game, Maisha Kai sits down with Tabitha Brown, Charles King, Jesse Collins, Nikki Giovanni, and more. Catch up on thegrio.com or the Grio app. Check your local listings for the Grio.
14-7, our score at halftime here, Grambling, Louisiana, and the Tigers, the home team, has the 7-point advantage over the visitors from Houston. Let's check out some of the first half highlights. We start out with this young man, Mr. Chalk.
Yeah, rocking and rolling, Charlie. They're playing really strong here, eating up on the ground, and then Chance Williams comes back. He had nearly 100 yards in that first half, and then they finally get on the scoreboard.
With Mr. Chalk running it in from a yard out, and that gave them a 7-0 lead in the first quarter.
Huge break here for Texas Southern. Great catch, but the great hit. Coughs the ball up, that sets them up, and they were ready to take advantage.
And Wilson gets it to the air, and wide open is A.J. Bennett. He takes it in for the first points on the board for Texas Southern in the game, but then Grambling comes right back.
Yeah, late in the half, they were able to move the ball downfield, really taking advantage of some openings, and then the great catch right at the end. Lyndon Rash pulls it in. That's where we stand at halftime, 14-7.
Just look at some of those stats when you look at the advantage in terms of yardage. you know, you're looking at 270 yards for this Grambling team, only 97 yards for Texas Southern. The penalties, that's the one we talked about earlier, and we kept harping on it. The fact that Grambling is the most penalized team in the Southwestern Athletic Conference already. 6 penalties in today's game, 54 yards.
And that was the equalizer. The breakthrough was Texas Southern getting that big turnover. They cashed in on that, and then right before the half, Grambling able to put it back together. They were strong in the first quarter, kind of faded in that second quarter, but they came back, drove 91 yards to score to take that 7-point lead here in the third quarter.
So Texas Southern, who won the opening, won the toss and elected to go on defense to start the game and kick off the Grambling, will get the ball to start the second half here, trailing by 7 points in the contest. Second half getting underway. And Owens on the return.
Through.
He always has made something happen on the return. Ladarius Owens on the return for Texas Southern. Let's go down to Courtney on the sideline. Courtney, what do you have for us?
Hey, Charlie, I was able to catch up with Grambling State's head coach at halftime, and he talked about to his team he wants them to be more disciplined. We mentioned Grambling State leading the SWAC in those penalties. He says he wants to make sure they cut down on those in the second half. He says consistency is going to be key to elevating this team. He says he wants to finish drives and limit the amount of plays that his defense has to play this time. Guys, back to you.
All right. That's important, as you saw Agnay go in motion. And according to this, not much gain on the play. Jaron Johnson got the call. That's the second time we've seen the tight end carry the ball on an end around.
Yeah, they've been working to get it to the big man. He's one of his favorite receivers out there. And when we talked to the coaches, they said this is one of the gentlemen we want to get the ball in his hands as often as possible. So today, starting this third quarter, they're doing just that.
A yard gain on the play. Second down and 9. Going to the near side. And that is
Came
caught.
Back for it.
Quay Davis with a big catch that time. Quay Davis, great concentration on the part of Quay Davis. Cedric Anderson was defending for Grambling, but Quay Davis comes up with it.
And really a timing play here, Charlie. Jace Wilson let that one go early. Davis did a nice job coming back to it.
This time Owens nowhere to run. That time back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Ladarius Owens has carried the mail for this Texas Southern team today out of Houston. Went to Manvel High. 5'9", 180 senior. We've also seen a couple of other running backs, but Owens has been the man of record so far. And there's a long pass again down the field, and it's incomplete, and the flag comes in late. I thought it might have been pass interference on the defense there. There was a lot of people draped all over the receivers down there, and they didn't have an opportunity to catch the ball.
Yeah,
Defense.
he was up in his grill, Charlie, and that was a
15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Yeah, he did not give him a chance to even see the ball, so that was shielding.
That's Mr. Lee.
Watch it here. Nice ball, but he looks back, but he has his hands up in his shoulder pads. They threw that flag immediately. So again, he grabbed his shoulder pads literally, turned him, and at that point, you're either going to let him catch it or you're not. And he just said, I'm going to take the flag. Stop the completion.
Yeah, Donald Lee out of Houston, Texas, junior, playing against some of his probably kids he grew up with back in Houston. First down and 10. Texas Southern threatening, down by 7. Ball at the 36 of Grambling. Quick pass out in the flat, and it's Jaron Johnson on the reception. See, junior out of Sorrento, Louisiana, went to East Ascension High.
Norton Johnson, nice job getting up in there for the tackle.
So Jaron Johnson, 6'4", 210 junior, making his presence felt. Let's see. We got a player. Carter is down for Grambling. That is Javon
Timeout
Carter.
for an injured player.
Now he's getting up on his own. Javon Carter from Lemonville, Louisiana. Javen.
Yeah, well, there's two of them. The 95 is Javon, I think, and number 1 is the J-Von, because he talked to us about it, helping us during practice, saying, if you're going to say my name, make sure you say it right. Emphasize on the J. That's Singletary we're talking about, number 1. That happened to be right there, Javon Carter, big 95.
Second down, 2nd and 5, more like 6. Again, bouncing to the outside is Owens. Owens has the first down. Inside the 25 to the 24-yard line goes Ladarius Owens.
And they're going to keep it popping. This is what their head coach has said. Clarence McKinney said, we want to make this feel like a track meet, and they're doing that in this third quarter.
Wilson going to the air. Incomplete. Out of the end zone. Double coverage down there for Ian Means. Means, the intended receiver, 5th-year senior out of Houston. Started his career at West Texas A&M.
Ian Means right there. There it is. He just had to put it up there. He's lucky he threw it out of the end zone, because that would have been picked off. Or at least had a good chance to be.
Owens has carried the ball 11 times so far today for this Texas Southern team. 45 yards. It is 2nd down and 10. And Owens carries the ball once again.
On the run, number 22, Ladarius Owens.
3rd down, 3rd and 7. Ball spotted right at the 21-yard line. And again, if we get into a situation where they're kicking field goals, you're looking at Chris Falkenberg. He hit a 34-yarder last week against Toledo, and nothing doing that time on the try to go to end around with A.J. Bennett,
who had a big first half.
Actually lost yards on that play, lost about 3 yards, so to bring up a 4th and 10. So the ball will be spotted right at about the 24-yard line, so it'll be about a 41-yard field goal attempt. So Mr. Falkenberg,
see what he can do.
3 of 5 this season. 37-yarder was his longest. That came against Prairie View. He hit a 34-yarder last week against Toledo. This one has the distance, and it is good. 41 yards for Curtis Falkenberg out of Houston, Texas. Clearbrook High, the junior, puts more points on the board for Texas Southern. We'll be back.
M for mature.
The chaos is coming, Guardian. I dare you to defy it.
Have fun, sis.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 is so good, the crew is giving every combination code names.
I got that sauce biscuit and some Tay-Tays.
Eggman and Saucy Boy. 2 hot coffees.
No matter what you call it, Wendy's breakfast is that breakfast. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
You can't stop a force of nature. This hurricane season, rely on one of your own. It's a fact. No other news network out there is trusted more than the Weather Channel.
This is epic!
Trusted to give you every advantage before the storm. Trusted to be there where and when you need us. Trusted to bring you every angle of the storm using landfall cams on our streaming TV app.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Because America doesn't trust hurricane season to just anyone.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to
spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent. That's the problem.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Powerful.
I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Mathis Court is in session. Check your local listings for times and channel.
You know, our Scholar Athlete of the Day is brought to you by Head and Shoulders, and we're talking about a young man by the name of Jadrian McCraw. He's a senior linebacker for the Tigers of Texas Southern University. He's majoring in sports management with a grade point average of 3.24. He's an original member of Coach McKinney's first recruiting class, and we say congratulations to him. Coach McKinney, of course, is in his 5th year, but Jadrian McCraw, our Head and Shoulders Scholar Athlete. And that's what it's all about, being a student athlete.
Student athlete doing it. And Charlie, I must say that whatever you're using the Head and Shoulders on your stuff, you look good, man. I've been admiring you all game.
I don't have any shoulders. 14-10 is our score here in Grambling, Louisiana. Again, just to recap the scoring, it was 7-0 when Grambling went on the board in the first quarter on Chalk's 1-yard run, and then in the second quarter Wilson tied it up for Texas Southern on a 41-yard pass to A.J. Bennett. In the second quarter, Grambling came back, 19-yard pass Crawley to Rash. That made it 14-7 at the half, and here in the third quarter Falkenberg just hit that 41-yard field goal, and it's a 14-10 score on the board right now.
Charlie, you talked about the Grambling offense being very efficient, and right now through the air, on the ground, looking good. Crawley, 10 of 18 through the air, 127 yards, a nice QBR rating of 133.
That's pretty
and then
good.
On the ground, we got our guy Chance Williams leading the way with the triple threat in the backfield. He's got nearly 100 yards.
Well, our Scholar Athlete brought to you by Head and Shoulders. Tight end Kirk Schneerl of Grambling State University has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and is now pursuing a master's in sports administration. He is set to graduate next May, and we say congratulations to that young man, Kirk Schneerl of Grambling State University, our Head and Shoulders Scholar Athlete.
In big-time football programs, you are very busy between practices, meetings, and you're just training, and then to get it done in the classroom, real big props to them.
So running the ball, keeping it on the ground, the Grambling Tigers, they've done a pretty good job with their running game today, and that's something I think Coach Hugh Jackson is very proud of, that they're able to move the ball on the ground.
Yeah, and it's really done a nice job of opening it up so they get in the air with Miles Crawley, so the balanced attack has really made it tough to stop them.
Chalk on the right side, and Chalk has the ball going left. Chalk does it back
Look at
inside,
that.
still on his feet.
He created that
Chalk,
on his own.
He certainly did, and he's going to set up his block, and he's still on his feet down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Goes Floyd Chalk the fourth.
Outstanding running, and Charlie, you called it. He's using his eyes and setting up his blockers. Look at him scanning the field there, dipping and diving, and that was a great job to allow his receiver to create a little more of a block and then squeeze it for the last few yards. Great run by Floyd Chalk the fourth.
47 yards on that run by Mr. Chalk. This time going left. This time keeping the ball on the ground. This time it was Chance Lee on the carry. Chance Lee didn't get too much going that time. Jacob Williams there to make sure, kind of corralled him.
Chalk said, let me get out and get a little Gatorade here so I get ready when we're near the goal line. Get refueled, re-energized.
Chance Williams in there to the left of his quarterback. Javon Richardson is at the top of your screen in the slot. And it comes back to pass, play action, and knocked away. Good defense by the Xavier player to make sure that that ball was not caught.
Playa. He almost picked that one off and took it the other way. And he telegraphed this pass. Crawley didn't make any secret where he was going. Xavier player said, you know what? You're playing with fire out here, son.
Xavier player, grad student from Steele High School in Cibolo, Texas. Started his career at Texas San Antonio. It is third down now for facing the Tigers. 3rd and 10 for Grambling at the 22-yard line.
Showing blitz.
Here they come. He gets rid of it, and it's caught And it's Knighton, the tight end, on the reception. And it's 1st and goal at the 5. But the blitz was coming. And I'll tell you, Mr. Crawley did a great job getting the ball out of his hands quickly.
Got rid of it quickly, stayed calm, cool, and collected. Knew that they would have somebody probably with a wide open chunk of turf. He got it out to his big man. 1st and 10, I should say 1st and goal. Knocking at the door.
Canary Simmons was coming with the blitz, and he was
untouched.
Yeah. He had sack on his mind. He had an affinity for sack. Chalk trying to go left. Nothing doing that time, as Jacob Williams was right there to make the stop defensively.
Yeah, Williams up in the mix right there. Chance Williams was trying to go over 100 yards, did not do it. He actually went backwards, so Jacob Williams, no idea if there's any relation, but he actually sacked him down for a loss. But they've been doing a great job on the ground. Grambling now with nearly 2 rushers over 100 yards on the day, each averaging over 8 yards a carry.
Chance Williams has checked back into the lineup in the backfield for Grambling. He'll go to the left side of his quarterback, Miles Crawley. And Williams has it coming to the near side. Cuts inside. 5. Touchdown, Grambling. Chance Williams.
Well executed play on every level, Charlie. The direct handoff, sweep right, student body right, and they created a nice lane for Chance Williams to go ahead and get large and waltz on into the end zone. Watch it again here, Charlie. They just create this nice avenue, and he just dances in for daylight. Easy money.
Well, you have to credit Asante Cole and Martin and Singletary, those guys up front, for opening that hole, allowing them to get through. Yes.
They've been doing a great job.
Well, the point after, the kick is up, and it is through the uprights. And we have a 21-10 Grambling lead. And we'll be back here. And again, Mr. Chance Williams putting it up this time. And we're in Grambling. You're watching it on HBCU Go.
In 1920, an athletic league was formed and slowly became one of the leading sports associations in the world of collegiate athletics, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today, the SWAC is looking towards the next century, growing, supporting, and transforming our intercollegiate sports activities for student athletes and promoting academic excellence. Each SWAC member institution represents a high level of integrity and sportsmanship. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
Welcome to the Griot, bringing you the stories that move us.
From culture, news, and politics, these are stories told in a way that is meaningful and important for everyone.
From the clean water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi, abortion rights, mental health, and celebrity scoops.
We'll be here every day to keep you on top of what's happening in the world as we know it. The Griot, stories powered by us.
Watch our shows live every weeknight on the Griot cable. Check your local listings.
I can't wait to make my recipes for you.
Let Recipe.tv inspire you.
Voila!
Travel with us to culinary destinations.
This is a pizza party. Bon appetito.
Bon appetito.
Oh boy.
Learn to cook with our world-class chefs.
It kind of pops right up, and then you know it's ready.
I'm generous with these figs because I'm a bit of a fig fiend.
Here on Recipe.tv.
Yeah, it's time to address. You know we the best. Here to impress. We got you covered like you want bed rest. You can kick back, flip your head rest. Everything you need, we got excess. Just in, you ain't gotta just guess. Bringing big news and we said it best. We ready to go. Come and get it right now. We got what you like now. Every day and night now. Better get here right now.
The biggest comedy stars.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my what?
Kidney. Wall-to-wall laughs.
What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show.
There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should ask. Check your local listings for times and channel.
heating up a game day snack? Just tell Siri, set a timer for 7 minutes.
Well, Chance Williams must have been on his iPhone during that drive. Got on Siri and said, how about a touchdown? I'm hungry for some grub. It's in the end zone.
I'm glad you know how that works.
Yeah, exactly. Leave it to me, Charlie. I'll be our tech guy.
All I know is the microwave.
But Chance Williams doing it there. He gets a chance to cap off that drive. He's now with 13 carries, 109 yards. Actually netted 107 right now. He's averaging 8.2 yards a carry.
And that was a touchdown run from 6 yards out. One of the things I could say, as A.J. Bennett bringing it back down the field, one of the things that Texas Southern has done all game long is had a good returns with their special teams, whether it be kickoffs or punts.
Yeah, the key then is to capitalize on that. But today they've given themselves a couple of good situations with strong field position, but that's not a good sign seeing A.J. Bennett limping. He's been their go-to guy a lot today.
That was good for 36 yards on the run. Return.
Both bands.
Hope he's okay, man. Hopefully he's just
when the
winded.
teams address the ball, you must stop playing. This is your first warning.
Working out there to catch his breath.
Man director's trying to keep his team from getting penalized.
Yeah, getting scolded by the officials.
Keeping it on the ground straight ahead. Here we go.
Powering.
Texas Southern. Again, Ladarius Owens on the carry.
Workhorse.
He has been the workhorse for this TSU team today, and we have a Grambling player that's shaken up down there.
That is our guy, Lewis Matthews.
Never mind. Lewis Matthews a little slow getting up this time, and we'll be back.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Sean, do you mean this one, the one with titanium?
No way I could trade this busted up thing for one.
Maybe stealing wishes from the birthday boy is not your best plan. Switch to Verizon and trade in any iPhone and get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them.
What?
Yep, and on an amazing network.
And I don't have to ruin any more birthday parties.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. Let's go get you that iPhone. Here we go. Come on now.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Ready? Go. I'm coming out with a bang. Blowing up on the next big thing. Everybody want my shine. If you want a piece, better get in line. Ain't nobody do it like this. Go so hard, I just don't quit. I'm coming out with a bang.
We don't just have everything. We have your thing.
Blowing up on the next big thing. Ready? Go.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. Local now. Where you are is where it's at.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic.
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the details.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
This fall, anytime is go time on HBCU Go.
Look at him going. They cannot stop this man. Zone, touchdown. Under pressure.
Bam! That was a hit. HBCU football every Saturday this fall on HBCU Go. Check your local listings.
Lewis Matthews, the preseason first-team all-conference selection out of Faraday, Louisiana, the grad student. He's coming back in there. He says, I'm good.
Yeah, I got this. It must have been a cramp or something, so nothing severe. Glad to have their big man back in action. But on the other side of the ball, A.J. Bennett still trying to work it out with bothering him.
Yeah. Matthews, a co-captain for this Grambling team in grad school, trying to come to the near side this time again. Owen slips down.
Man.
There must be something going on down there. I remember years ago they used to say South Carolina State, when you went there, if you had a great running game, they didn't cut the grass. They had sequoia. They had sequoias growing. You can't do that with AstroTurf. You just wet it down, right?
That's right. That's right. But, maybe with some of that humidity, I mean,
that could have had something to do with it.
It seems like it's a little slippery today. We've seen that multiple times.
No question.
Yeah, but you're right. That home field advantage, we can throw the grass or have divots in the field, know where all the landmines are.
Yeah, they said there was sequoias growing out down there. If you had a good running back, he wasn't going to have a great day down in Orangeburg.
Slow you down.
Bounce it to the outside this time, and again, nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. And look who's there to make the stop.
Matthews, he was on that bench. He was hopping up and down saying, Coach, I'm not only good, I'm real good.
When we talk about Grambling and the tradition and all the players that Eddie Robinson sent over 200 to the pros, you have 4 in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Willie Brown, Buck Buchanan, Willie Davis, Charlie Joyner. There are also those 4 in the Black College Football Hall of Fame. And there are a total of 14 former players in the Black College Football Hall of Fame.
An avalanche of legends. And that museum over there is spectacular.
It is.
Just the rich history. And I love the fact that you had the pleasure of covering that for the last 3-4 decades. So you've been front and center for some of the biggest moments in Grambling history.
So punting situation coming
delay
up.
Game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Joshua Johnson is the deep man to receive this punt from Texas Southern, standing at his own 15-yard line, runs up, feels it at the 20, and tries to get away, and nothing doing. Gets maybe to the 21. And that's it. When we come back, it'll be Texas Southern with the ball. 1st down and 10, trailing 21-10.
Bienvenidos a The Weather Channel en español.
The Weather Stories.
Ahora regresamos al estado de California, donde los bomberos están luchando contra un incendio forestal.
And critical information that impact Hispanic communities. From the most trusted name in TV news, now in español.
El cambio climático es una amenaza creciente para el sector energético del país, que además se encuentra ya al límite.
The Weather Channel en español, streaming on these platforms. Tu conexión con el tiempo.
The biggest comedy stars.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my what?
Kidney.
Wall-to-wall laughs.
What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show.
There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should ask. Check your local listings for times and channel. America's Court with Judge Ross. We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
The plot thickens.
Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Mathis Court.
I'm gonna throw you out real quick.
Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Justice with Judge Maybelline. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. A powerhouse of law on Justice Central. Check your local listings.
We have officially have landfall now of Hurricane Ian.
It's nothing like any other hurricane we ever have been through.
We're the Bostons.
We're here to help rebuild some of these homes.
We only allow ourselves 5 days per home.
So it's time for our crew to move on in, and we're going to ask you to head on out.
Now it's time to go inside.
Ooh, Lord have man. That's so amazing.
Now that's a fast home rescue.
HBCU Go Sports Football is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Make every wash count. By Gillette, the best a man can be. And by Verizon, my plan, the plan for fans. Doug Williams, former Grambling quarterback, first African-American quarterback to win a Super Bowl when he led the Washington Redskins to a win over the Denver Broncos. And of course, he's a member of the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Him and Shaq Harris, founders, and had that vision to put together the Black College Football Hall of Fame in its 14th year, and has grown and continues to grow each and every year. Keeping the ball on the ground, trying to go left this time. Not much running room for Keelan Elder. You're talking about the running game for Grambling today. They've had two good running backs in Chance Williams and Floyd Chalk. And what they've been able to do today, look at Chance Williams, 107 yards, a touchdown. Chalk, 80 yards and a touchdown. When you have that kind of outpouring of power from two running backs, that's pretty good.
Yeah, a nice 1-2 punch. And they actually go 3 deep very strong. But those two gentlemen today have been carrying the work. They've been getting the ball in the end zone. And again, averaging big yards per pop.
Crawley looking to left side, has it complete. Not much running room for Nassan Dickerson after the reception.
Jacob Williams again on the big hit. He's been with the shoulder pad strong today. Watch this. They do a nice job. He looks it off, brings it back. He has a couple defenders to create a seam there, but no. Crawley says, nah, you're not even going to get down to that area. I'm taking you down with me.
You know, you always talk about Eddie Robinson, coach for 56 years, probably about his 45th year. I said to him, I said, how much longer, coach? He said, the fish don't bite right for me and the golf balls don't bounce right for me, so I'm going to continue.
I love it. And he did everything here, from cutting the grass to making meals for his players.
Yes.
I mean,
and he rang the bell to wake them up in the morning to make sure they went to class. He said, if you go to class, you're going to be all right. The ball on the ground, but Grambling maintaining possession, but more importantly for Texas Southern, it brings up a 4th down.
Yeah, he comes in motion. The ball bounces right into his hips. So they were fortunate he saw it and was able to get back on it, because they almost gave away a gift.
That was Joshua Quiet, the tight end, in motion, and the ball was centered to him as opposed to the quarterback.
And he paused in front of the center, whereas he should have either before at the guard or the far guard, but instead got right in the traffic, jammed him up.
So Isles is back to punt it away. Owens will field it at the 32-yard line. Down the sideline, trying to go, and he'll be stopped at about the 37.
A chance for Texas Southern to reload and see if they can keep their offense moving. So they've had some moments today where they've looked dangerous, actually connecting on some passes and doing a decent job on the ground, but consistency and sustained drives, that has been their problem all year long. And head coach Clarence McKinney has talked about that, wanting really to start to step it up and cut down on the turnovers. So today they haven't been having much of a problem with that, but they just haven't had that consistency to run the up-tempo offense like they like to do. But still a very young team.
Flag on
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the return team, number 34. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 31, on the kicking team. Those penalties offset. They're after the play is over. 1st down.
Well, Texas Southern with the ball. We talked about the 2 Hall of Famers, and Michael Strahan and Winston Hill, and also the Black College Football Hall of Famer Ken Burrow. You got other famous alumni for Ernie Holmes, former NFL player with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's steel curtain defense. Cortez Hankton, who was a receiver, 3,400 career receiving yards with the Jaguars and Buccaneers. Brett Maxey, a former defensive back who played 4 NFL teams, coached in the NFL and college. And Machine Gun Kelly, basketball, over 3,000 points, grabbed over 1,000 rebounds, and a 3-time SWAC Basketball Player of the Year.
I really like that nickname,
Machine Gun Kelly. Harry Kelly. Back to pass again, putting it up.
Oh, big hit.
But a catch, and the 45-yard line, about a yard shy of a 1st down, but the catch is good.
Watch this. Turns and runs and puts his helmet right on Nori Johnson.
That was Ja'Cory Howard. There's another running play off the right side, bouncing away and
Howard again.
And there's Howard again, the senior out of Texas, out of Alden High in Houston. They called him the bowling ball, the thunder of this team.
That's right, the Rolling Thunder.
Preseason, second team all SWAC. Again, bouncing to the outside again is Ja'Cory Howard. So it was a Ladarius Owens show for the first 3 quarters. And now with 1:35 left here in the third quarter, looking like we're going to see more of Ja'Cory Howard.
Yeah, and he's doing a nice job, 5 to 8 yards per pop.
Wide open. Touchdown! Great catch, great run. Ian Means on the reception. Ian Means for Texas Southern, 34 yards.
Charlie, great job by Jace Wilson setting this up. He checks right, kind of gets the defense going, and then turns, shook the defense off. Watch him there. The pump, acting like he was going to go short, but then found his receiver wide open. A breakdown on defense. Yeah, Chris Degray ended up getting smoked on that one.
Minute 19 to go. Trying to pull the team a little closer. And the extra point is good. It's a 4-point ball game here in Grambling, Louisiana. 21-17. And that was a pretty good drive. 63 yards for this Texas Southern team. And they go down the field. Look at it.
Yeah, one more time. He steps like he's going to throw it out in the flat, and he just lets his receiver go deep, fires it. Ian Means just runs right by him.
That's his first touchdown this year, first reception this year, and his second career reception, only his 7th career reception. So he came at the right time, right?
Money time. But well run. Jace Wilson, I really liked what he did on that one. Again, got the defense to bite, and that ended up costing him wide open touchdown.
So that was good from 34 yards out. Jace Wilson continuing to impress here today. 2 touchdown passes he's thrown. One to A.J. Bennett. This one to Ian Means. And that was a 4-play, 63-yard drive. Didn't take them long to get into the end zone.
No,
it did 12 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what, Clarence McKinney had been talking about what Jace Wilson has meant to this team. Likes what he does, and he actually has a long history with Coach McKinney. He grew up going to football camps with Coach McKinney's son.
Yes.
So it was kind of like this was preordained, predestined to happen. Now he's leading his offense.
From the 6-yard line. Not much on the return that time for Grambling. And they will get the ball to go to work at their own 22-yard line. First down and 10, leading by 4 points.
I'll tell you what, that last touchdown got the Southern band jacked up. They suddenly took the volume through the roof.
Yeah.
There they are, working hard for the cash today and looking clean and all white. Hot day, smart.
So at the 22-yard line, Grambling with the ball, first down and 10, leading by 4. 21-17. It was 14-7 Grambling at halftime. Williams
Downer
coming back this way, and Chance Williams. Grambling reaches 200 yards rushing after that last run as a team.
And that's how strong they look. Even when the defense collapses quickly on these guys, Chance Williams still getting 5-6 yards a crack.
It is second down, 2nd and 5. Again, bouncing to the left side. Here's Williams. Picks up about 3, maybe 4. And it'll be 3rd down and 1. Again, this Grambling team came in averaging 33 points rather per game, and scored their most points in the 4th quarter. But it also came in as the most penalized team in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and they're trying to live up to that today. Unfortunately,
to the left.
Here's Williams, first down and more, still on his feet,
going.
And finally brought down in front of the Texas Southern bench, but not before Calvin Henderson took the ride for a few yards.
And one of the many things that Grambling, even though they haven't won a lot of games this year, they have been strong inside that red zone when they get close. 18 times.
That's the end
game,
of the third quarter.
Perfect inside that red zone. So when they get close, they know how to get the ball in the end zone.
And that's going to be 3 quarters down in the books right now. 15 minutes of football left here in Grambling in a 21-17 ball game in this Wild Wild West showdown. We'll be back.
Shop Macy's VIP sale now. Take an extra 30% off designer brands and save 15% on skincare, makeup, fragrances, and more. Plus, find incredible specials. Own your style at Macy's.
Moderate to severe eczema still disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it disrupts my skin with itch. It disrupts my skin with rash. But now, I can disrupt eczema with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is not a steroid, topical, or injection. It's one pill once a day. Many taking Rinvoq saw clear or almost clear skin, while some saw up to 100% clear skin. And they felt dramatic and fast itch relief, some as early as 2 days. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer. Death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your doctor about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Everyone's gonna be there. Try to have fun.
There you go. Let's go. This is gonna be the best day of my life.
Seriously?
This is gonna be the best day.
I can't believe I'm related to you guys.
Well, you are, so.
Life's grander in the first ever Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic.
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the detail.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
Part of our mission at The Griot is to bring you thoughtful, engaging discussions on topics that matter. This month, I'm joined by The Griot's Christina Greer and the Associated Press's Aaron Morrison and Ayanna Alexander for an engaging panel that you should not miss. We're going to cover a full spectrum of topics that continue to unpack the erosion of democracy in our country. You need to join us for these raw, unfiltered discussions. Race and Democracy, the Facts and the Fury. October 4th on thegriot.com and right here on my show, The Griot, with Mark Lamont Hill, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta. Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. Local now. Where you are is where it's at.
Welcome back to the Eddie G. Robinson Memorial Stadium. Coach, this game has been neck and neck the entire game. How do you close it out in the fourth?
Oh, we got to finish it. I mean, that's what we talk about. It's the fourth quarter. We need to finish the game. We got to continue to score. We got to get them stopped. But we got to finish the game by winning.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
And, of course, that's always the goal, to finish the game by winning. This is one of the younger actually, Coach said this team is younger this year than the one he had last year. Even with the new faces coming in. He brought in 34 new people, 20 of them with transfers, you know.
And they had so many freshmen playing last year.
Yep.
Those guys are now sophomores, still very, very youth-oriented.
So they keep the ball on the ground. That was a second down play. Well, that was a first down play, actually. Now it is second down. The ball across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Second and 6. Again, running straight ahead. Using that clock, too. That's a smart thing about what they're doing with their offense right now, as we see Mr. Elder in the lineup for the Grambling Tigers right now.
Yeah, it's been the Williams and Chalk show. Now Elder giving those big boys a chance to break. But just as we say that, Chance Williams back in the lineup.
Yeah, he comes back in.
Or is that Chalk? He has his jersey folded up. It's hard to see if that's a 3 or a 2. I think it might be Floyd Chalk.
It might be Chalk, yeah. Chalk. He's the shorter of the two by 1 inch. You know, it's very easy to see that from here.
I know, you got great eyes. Eagle eye, Neil. That's what Grambling was all about. We heard them talking about that at practice yesterday. Own the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
When the third quarter gun went, they all were holding their hands up, signaling that number 4. So mentally, emotionally, they want to do this at home, and this is how you lock down victory.
Well, they've scored their most points in the fourth quarter. That is Grambling. Remember, Texas Southern has not scored in the fourth quarter this season.
If they want to win this game, they better change that in a hurry.
Isles kick.
Good bounce for Grambling.
Couldn't control it. Took it into the end zone.
Carried it in.
It was a nice try, though. Special teams. And it'll be brought out to the 20-yard line. So Grambling University goes on defense right now. Offense, as we look at it once again, trying to feel the punt and can't do it. What? Are they moving the ball back?
So maybe because he had both his feet, his momentum carried him in, but it looks like they changed their mind and said they're going to give it.
It is going to be at the 1-yard line.
All right, they'll take that.
Well, if I was Coach McKinney, I wouldn't be happy with it.
Yeah, much rather have it at the 20. All right, well, time to man up, flex up, and see if we can get a 99.
Yeah, we need a 99-yard drive. We had one the other week, didn't we?
Absolutely.
Coming off the right side and nothing doing that time for Ja'Cory Howard. Dark jerseys of Grambling there to meet him head on. One of them, Sandiata Anderson, Legacy Bowl invitee, 7 sacks last year.
And Charlie, down with your backs, literally sniffing that end zone. You or back into the end zone. A lot of coaches play it safe. This is where I go gunslinger and fire it deep. Fake that dive in the middle and then pump it up in the air.
Here goes Wilson putting it up.
Like that wide open.
Drop right in the hands.
He's going to have nightmares about that.
Tavares Achain.
He had open green, nobody near him. Watch this wide open. Look at all that room. Started running before he pulls it in. Man, he is, yeah.
Yeah, you need to slam your helmet. You need to put that head in it.
Yeah, he is going to be angry for a while. That would have been a huge pickup, but yes. You said keep his head in it. It's cold-blooded, Charlie Neal.
Hey, you don't get much open than that.
Straight talk, baby.
Third down.
I like the goal for it.
And this was complete, but it's not going to be enough for a first down. And Matthews was there to make the stop defensively on Ja'Cory Howard coming out of the backfield, and that'll bring up a punting situation.
Oh, man, they had their break out of the end zone, wide open on the play before, and this time, little dump to the 5-yard line. Was a good job of getting rid of it, but not nearly enough for the first down.
And those are the types of things that, this is the reason we're not scoring in the fourth quarter. Self-inflicted type of situation.
Killer, you're trailing by 4 points deep into your own end zone. You have a chance to break off a 30, 40, maybe 50-yard play and just drop it on the field.
Catch made. And still on his feet.
Bouncing back. He's got room now.
Johnson around the right side. And he is tripped up before he could get to the end zone.
A little bit of ballet right there. Joshua Johnson. I like the way he just pinballs off. Watch. Never fair catches it. Bunts, hits his own guy. Hits one of their guys and says, wait, I'm still on my feet.
Yeah. And happy to get tripped up there. Joshua, sophomore out of Danville, Georgia. Or Danville, California, correction. 5'9", 160-pound sophomore.
Yeah, a little.
And we got some flags out here. So let's see what that's all about. Presley Clippers, tell us.
Maybe a Presley new microphone. I haven't been able to hear him much today.
It worked when it wanted to. But we have good lip readers.
That's right.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the kicking team, number 15. That penalty will be half the distance to the goal. First down, Grambling.
So again, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
That's it.
The leg, the arms, and everywhere else when
Yes.
you commit those type of penalties unnecessarily.
Multiple wounds. And think about that, Charlie. The drop pass, which was huge. Then you have a nice return. And then on top of it, the personal foul. And we've had a handful of personal fouls today, so this game's gotten kind of chippy. The referee's been throwing a lot of flags, and it's moving that ball deep into Texas Southern territory.
See Clarence McKinney.
Take a look at this over here. Keep an eye on the right side. So keep an eye. Yeah,
there
right.
it is, right down there.
Yeah. So he's down there grinding, but these guys have had some bad penalties hurting them.
So the ball will be spotted at the 11-yard line of Texas Southern. The best field position for Grambling to start today. First down and 10. Quarterback passing. Crawley. Touchdown. Touchdown. And that's Rash on the reception. Crawley with his third touchdown pass.
And I can tell you, the ecstasy for the Grambling State Tigers, the agony for Texas Southern after that drop ball, giving up a return, the penalty, quick touchdown. So instead of being down by 4 with a chance to drive, they're now down by 7, soon to be, or sorry, I should say 10, soon to be 11.
Actually, that's Crawley's second touchdown pass today.
Yeah, he was right on the money. It was well executed, got him open. It was a nice ball, too. Put it out of reach of the defender, dropped it right in the bucket. 6 points.
And we get a flag before false start. So they're going to kick it a little further back. But more importantly, that's Rash's second touchdown reception of the day.
False start. Offense, number 53. 5-yard penalty, retry.
11:22 left in the fourth quarter. That was an 11-yard drive. But one
Correction,
play,
number 93.
11 yards. That's right. How long did it take him to get in there? 3 seconds?
Lightning.
4 seconds.
Right. So you got a return with a penalty on top of it and toss it into the end zone. Easy money.
So
they're having taken longer to kick a PAT than it did to score the touchdown.
It did. 35-yard PAT right now for the Grambling Tigers. It is up, and it is good. 28-17. The lead is now 11 as Mr. Rash Linden, the go-to receiver, the pro on the team, with his second touchdown reception of the day to give his team an 11-point edge. We'll be back.
We have officially had landfall now of Hurricane Ian.
It's nothing like any other hurricane we ever have been through.
We're the Bostons.
We're here to help rebuild some of these homes.
We only allow ourselves 5 days per home.
So it's time for our crew to move on in, and we're going to ask you to head on out.
Now it's time to go inside.
Ooh, Lord have man. That's so amazing.
Now that's a fast home rescue.
The biggest comedy stars.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my what?
Kidney. Wall-to-wall laughs.
What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show.
There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should ask. Check your local listings for times and channel. Judge Millian doesn't mince words.
Why aren't you stopping the behavior if it's happening right in front of you?
She cuts to the chase.
I think you're misreading the law a little bit.
Really? Compassionate.
You should be mad at one person, and that's him. When did something happen that made you feel uncomfortable?
She never accepts disrespect.
Stop your nonsense, or we will be escorting you out.
Watch Justice for the People with Judge Millian. Check your local listings for times and channel.
I can't wait to make my recipes for you.
Let Recipe.tv inspire you.
Voila!
Travel with us to culinary destinations.
This is a pizza party. Bon appetito.
Bon appetito.
Oh boy.
Learn to cook with our world-class chefs.
It kind of pops right up, and then you know it's ready.
I'm generous with these figs because I'm a bit of a fig fiend.
Here on Recipe.tv.
Well, here we are. Welcome back, everybody. Lyndon Rash, the touchdown man. Right there after that, it is now 28-17 right now. Grambling, after a nice return and a penalty, one play, 11 yards, 4 seconds for the touchdown. They're now in the driver's seat, up by 11, Charlie.
No question about it, and that's Lyndon Rash's third touchdown reception of the season. He had one coming into today's game. He has 2 today.
Really, really a nice touchdown. We're going to show you the execution. Great play, great catch. Crawley to Rash.
Both teams have put up yardage in terms of penalties. Grambling has been penalized 66 yards and 7 times today. Texas Southern 5 times for 34 yards. But they've come at the most inopportune times, especially for Texas Southern.
Big time.
Fielded on the far side. Texas Southern bringing it back up the floor, up this field.
All right, take a look at Lyndon Rash out here. He does a nice job just bending this inside. And Crawley, he sees his man right there, got the opening, will let it fly here. Easy connection. And Crawley does a nice job of just airborne, the nice arc, drops it in the bucket. Rash hauls it in, easy 6 points.
So Texas Southern now down by 11 points with 11:16 to go in this game. You know, this is a team that won or shared the SWAC title several times before the championship game was put into play in the Southwestern Athletic Conference back in 2010. They won the Western Division, but the NCAA placed the athletic department on kind of a death penalty as a good run up the middle, and this time once again Ja'Cory Howard, but they put the athletic department on 5 years probation for numerous infractions that included several committed by the football program. So they took away some of their wins back between 2006 and 2010.
Got to try to keep teams and schools honest.
Yes, indeed.
And even with that, there's still going to be underhanded stuff because it's a big business. Recruiting, top players. Tough to police that many schools and that many players.
Giving it off again, off to the left side. Owens on the carry this time.
Charlie, being down by 11, kind of a conservative attack, but maybe they're trying to play possum and going to set it up to drop a bomb out here, but they need to crank it up here. As you've made clear all game long, the fourth quarter is not their forte for scoring for Texas Southern, but they got the receivers down here this time. See if they can air it out and get some points.
3rd and 4. Wilson looking, throws it, lets it go. All flag. Incomplete.
Yeah, he yanked him down. Clearly.
Yeah, so they're going to get pass interference. Yep, that was because Quay Davis was the intended receiver. Yeah, and he got, like you said, he got Chris Dagry.
Mugged him.
Dagry's been, they've been picking on him all afternoon.
You're right, they have.
Pass interference. Defense, number 20. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Dagry as a transfer from Alcorn. There he is, number 20. Let's look at it.
He just yanks on it.
Look at his right hand.
Here, snatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit before he had the jersey behind and kind of pulled him down. So it was tough to see the momentum change from that angle, but he definitely yanked him down.
Dagry started his career at Alcorn before transferring over here. First down. 1st and 10. Quarterback is going to run it. That is Wilson. Wilson down to the 31-yard line. First down he gains for the Texas Southern Tigers. So Jace Wilson, young man who comes in from Furman University,
Smart
picks up
play.
some yards.
Good coverage. Charlie saw the green there, decided to take it on his own, keep this drive alive. First down, looking to try and score.
14 yards on that carry. And let's see what they do this time around, keeping it on the ground once again. And this is, again, Ladarius Owens.
Yeah, over 9 minutes left, Charlie. Lots of football. If they can punch one in here, we've got a real nice game.
This drive started at their own 23-yard line. Wilson steps up, takes off, and slides down. Smart thing to do.
Especially with those big boys
coming after you.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd and about 3 now. Ball at the 25-yard line of Grambling.
You got Jaden Hardy and Lewis Matthews and Josh Darling coming at you, sitting down. Very smart.
Kind of changed their defensive lineup, not the people we've been seeing earlier across the front starting. Although Matthews is still in there.
And they're playing some prevent defense, which is allowing some of these runs.
There's
One
a
on
pass.
one.
Caught, touchdown, Jaron Johnson.
Absolutely.
Jaron Johnson with the reception from 25 yards out.
Nice execution. Found his big tight end. That was an excellent throw, too. Great catch. Jace Wilson, the finesse, puts it up there. Big number 7, 6'4", 210. Knows how to pull those in.
8-12 left here.
Result of the play, it's a touchdown. During the play, personal foul, roughing the passer with targeting. That play will be reviewed.
See that on the replay.
So they say roughing the passer as you look at Jace Wilson, the transfer from Furman.
Let's watch. He releases this. Oh, yeah, you can see him coming from off the screen. Lowered his helmet. Popped him.
Jaron Johnson, the second team all SWAC selection.
And Charlie, those catches are tough, Charlie. And then the concentration, not only get the ball in, to keep his foot in bounds.
All he needs is 1 foot. That's in college. Left foot was in.
There it is. Oh, yeah.
And that was Sundiata Anderson.
Yeah, C.J. Guidry, he tried to act like he had his hands in the air, but he led with the crown of his helmet, and that's absolutely not acceptable. Great call by the Stripes.
I can see Preston Clipper looking over at the band saying, I can't hear from my replay guy. The band is so loud. In the meantime, could it be that they might try for a 2-point conversion?
Man, he got him, clocked him there. That's dangerous. Yeah, so if they would, Charlie, yeah, the big pop right here. Again, it was flagrant, too, because he'd already let go of the ball. So not only did he hit him, he smacked him with his helmet.
And if it is, he's gone for the next game, basically, because we're in the 4th quarter of this game. And there's your preseason SWAC player of the year on the defensive side of the ball. And there's the rules on targeting. It's a 15-yard penalty and disqualification with the game for at least one of the following. And we know that. Here we
After
go.
further
Preston
review,
Clifford.
the touchdown is confirmed. We have a touchdown. We also have targeting on number 9. Number 9 is disqualified for the remainder of the game. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So they were checking to make sure the touchdown was good, that the foot was in, which Jaron Johnson did get that left foot down. Then they confirmed the targeting penalty on that young man, Sundiata Anderson, the preseason conference player of the year from College Park, Georgia, North Clayton High. So he's going to have to sit out just about the first 3 quarters of the next game against Prairie View in the Cotton Bowl.
And Charlie, to your point, yes, going for 2 because 1 doesn't do him any good. Going for 2 puts him within a field goal of tying the game.
Correct.
So absolutely the right call here. But back to that flagrant foul there. Young kids at home, momentum will carry you into the quarterback sometimes, but he lowered his helmet, popped him in the face with that. And again, that is something that college football, even the NFL, they've tried to get really strict about.
Texas
that.
Southern
He could have avoided
is going to
that.
take the penalty on the try, not on the kickoff.
They're going to take the penalty on the try.
Okay,
so that
fair
gives
enough.
them a little closer to
Right.
that 2-point conversion.
Smart.
And let's see if they're going to run it in. What would you do here with Ladarius Owens or Ja'Cory Howard with the way they've been running the ball?
Again, never been offered a head coaching job. What I do is I fake that right up the middle, do a great play action fake, tuck it between my legs, and the quarterback rolls and dumps it to a tight end or takes it around the end on his own. So I like to fake it up the middle because they're expecting that, especially after taking the penalty. So I do a little shake and bake, little sleight of hand, and take it in on a dump pass or naked reverse by the quarterback.
That was a 77-yard drive, 8 plays. And they used 3:04 off the clock. So it looks like they are going for the 2-point conversion. Like you said, this would pull them to within 3. Should they be able to convert this, which would put them within a field goal, and we have 8:12 left in the contest.
And they're going shotgun, so they're saying, hey, we're spreading this out.
And Howard, now what do we have?
We call timeout.
Timeout. Texas Southern.
Okay, maybe they just lined up like that to see what kind of defense scheme they were going to get on that. So again, they're being very, very conscious and mindful because this is crucial. They get this and they have a chance to tie with a field goal or go ahead with a touchdown. But if they don't, then it's all about a touchdown. They got to at least score twice.
No question about that. You saw Clarence McKinney's 5th year here as the head coach at Texas Southern. He grew up in Houston, attended Yates High, which is, like I said, literally right across the street from the Texas Southern University campus.
That's such a great story.
Yeah, he played quarterback at the University of Mary. His first head coaching job, ironically enough, was at his old high school, Yates High School, Jack Yates High. He was there for 3 years, then moved on to the college ranks and as an assistant to Kevin Sumlin at Houston, where he coached the running backs, also coached at Texas A&M in Arizona before being named head coach at Texas Southern back in 2019. So,
and he's a local hero down there.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And just a great guy. You know, last year when we were covering them, we had some time at the hotel to spend with him. I am a big fan. I love what he's about. I like his approach. Straight shooter, disciplinary, but also he cares about these guys, and they feel that, and they leave it all on the field for Coach McKinney.
So here we go. 3 tops of receivers at the top of your screen. Only 2 defenders over there on him. Let's see what they do. Quarterback has a chance to run it. All he has to do is run it in. Nope. Didn't make it. He could have run it in. He took too long.
He just hesitated a little too long.
Yes, he did. Oh, Jace Wilson had all day to get it in. There was a lot of real estate in front of him, and he kept going outside, outside, outside to the point where there was nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
We'll be back. 28-16 is the score. Here he is. This is when he should have just turned it upfield and went. And we'll be back.
Rated M for mature.
The chaos is coming, Guardian. I dare you to defy it.
California. Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West, a state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. Say what you say, but give me that bomb beat from Dre. Let me serenade the streets of LA. From Oakland to Sacktown, the Bay Area and back down. Cali is where they put they Mac down. Give me your
Kayaking is my thing.
Running is awesome, but her moderate to severe eczema would make her skin so uncomfortable.
Now I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within so they can have clearer skin and less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Go home with HBCU Go this homecoming season.
Second down and 19, goes deep, a perfect pass.
For the vibes, the culture, the bands, and the best matchups of the season.
Kick is up, and it's no good.
Now they're heading the opposite way. What a change of fate.
Tuskegee University takes on Alabama A&M live for homecoming Saturday, September 30th, 3, 2 Central on HBCUGO.tv or download the new HBCU Go mobile app.
28-23 our score. Jace Wilson with 3 touchdown passes today, 41 yards to Bennett. He also had a 34-yard pass to Means and that 26-yard pass to Johnson, but they were not able to convert the 2-point conversion, which would have pulled them to within 3. So it's a 5-point ball game right now. Again, here's Joshua Johnson bringing it back up the field.
Another flag,
late
Charlie.
flag coming in. Not sure who this is going to be against. And there you're looking at the 2-point try.
Yeah, Wilson was hesitant. He was really committed, wanting to find a receiver. But like you said, Charlie, if he'd turn on the afterburners and Lewis Matthews saying, "This is our house,"
yeah,
that was a big stop.
It was. It was a big stop. So again, as I said earlier, over 100 yards and penalties between the two teams here so far today. .806 the time remaining.
Lots of time.
But that shows you how important that failed 2-point conversion is for Texas Southern.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Both on the return team. Illegal block in the back. Holding. What number? Number 46. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 13 on Grambling State. That player is ejected.
So Grambling loses a player. So they've had 2 players ejected in the game so far this afternoon.
Man. And then that carries over, correct, to the next game?
Yes. Ejections carry over just like the targeting rule. So Hugh Jackson, of course, trying to get a further explanation. There was 2 penalties on the play. Preston Clipper comes over and explains to Hugh what was going on. Hugh's smiling, so he's not too much of a disagreement. Hey, it is what it is, right?
That's right. You know what? You got to be forward thinking, especially when you got a tight ball game, 8 minutes left, leading by 5.
You see Hugh Jackson there, second season. Team went 3-8, 2-6 in the conference play last season before taking over Grambling. He spent a year, as I said earlier, on Eddie George's team over at Tennessee State, rather, offensive coordinator. He graduated from the University of Pacific, has a lot of ties on the West Coast, gets a lot of kids from California
recruiting, right,
on this team. He played, started his coaching career as a grad assistant, also coached at Cal State Fullerton, Arizona State, Cal Berkeley, and Southern Cal. Again, Grambling keeping the ball on the ground. And this drive is starting at their own 8-yard line.
Floyd Chalk the 4th, the running back they're using right now as their battering ram, trying to get out of their own territory.
Trying to turn the corner again. A lot of white jerseys, making sure the players have respect for each other. You see that? They high-five each other. The player from offense, the player from defense. He was giving the defensive player some respect. He said, "You got me."
I'd like to see that. And you can tell that he deserves some respect because the Texas Southern defense has really stepped up compared to the first 2 quarters when they looked like Swiss cheese a lot of times, and it was easy money running that ball between the tackles.
You see the kid standing there with the headset on giving signals. That was Calvez, the quarterback who started for them last year.
And I like that. He's still in it. He's a team player helping the party versus worrying about the fact he's not the starter. So that's something that Coach Jackson brought up and saying, I like that young man's head is still in because he's going to be a star in the future.
Grambling State.
Well, Grambling called a timeout. There was some confusion on who should be in the lineup. At that particular time, we had players running in and running out, and not sure who was supposed to be in there. We'll step aside. We'll be back at Grambling. The final 6 minutes in a moment.
We ready? Yeah. It's time to address. You know we the best. Here to impress. We got you covered like you want bed rest. You can kick back, flip your head rest. Everything you need, we got excess. Just in, you ain't gotta just guess. Bringing big news and we said it best. We ready to go. Come and get it right now. We got what you like now. Every day and night now. Better get here right now.
Last season, Torre sat down with Francis Tiafu, Jennifer King, Doc Rivers, Debbie Allen, Keenan Thompson, Tyler Perry, and Don Peebles. This season, on Masters of the Game, Maisha Kai sits down with Tabitha Brown, Charles King, Jesse Collins, Nikki Giovanni, and more. Catch up on thegrio.com or the Grio app. Check your local listings for the Grio.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent. That's the problem.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Powerful.
I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Mathis Court is in session. Check your local listings for times and channel.
It's a feel-good show everybody's been waiting for.
It's incredible.
Breaking the holes, their trio and quadruple.
So they're waiting to get a player who was a little shaken up off the field. 5:15 the time remaining. Grambling trying to put this one to bed. Turning the corner, Chance Williams. Williams still on his feet. Inside the 10 to the 9. First and goal. Grambling.
Charlie, Chance Williams running with authority. Watch him here, following his blockers and then directing traffic and set his guys up and made 3 people miss with one move. He is zoned in and making it happen.
Good for 27. It wasn't a first down. I mean, it was a first down, but he didn't get inside the 10. So it wasn't first and goal, technically. Well, maybe they are calling it first and goal.
Even when Williams stumbles like he did on that play, he gets great yardage.
Straight ahead again. Here's Chance Williams. Didn't go anywhere that time as Isaiah Bogarty was there to make the stop defensively. But so far today, Chance Williams, 154 yards on 17 carries.
And his yardage just went up, Charlie. He's now at about $175, so he's closing in on 200 yards with that last big carry.
So that was an offsides penalty. That moves the ball just a little closer to the goal line. There's Chance Williams right there. And look at him changing personnel.
Yeah, scrambling.
And they're offside. They were trying to change personnel. That's what made them offsides. As you look at Chance Williams there.
Catch a little breather. He's got about 10 yards to carry, but he's like right now 174 yards.
From Scotlandville. Here's Chalk.
Oh, and
Chalk.
Oh,
didn't get there.
Looked like he was going to break it free.
And it was Bogarty again there to make the stop defensively. Isaiah Bogarty out of Stafford, Texas.
Someone horse collared him and stopped him from going. His momentum just snapped him back.
Chalk stays in there. It's 3rd down and goal. 3:40 left on the clock. We're in the 4th quarter here. There he goes. Touchdown, Grambling. He just dove into the end zone. Floyd Chalk with his 2nd rushing touchdown today.
Like a heat-seeking missile.
Defense.
Unfortunately, looks like there might be a G-man down on the field.
Touchdown.
And it was offsides against Texas Southern.
Timeout on the field. We have an injured player.
Priestley down up front there. Melvin Priestley looks like he's hurting.
So the 2nd 1-yard rushing touchdown for Mr. Chalk today. And you see the ROTC shooting off the cannon, scaring everybody in the stadium.
Yeah, I saw a few people jump.
But this touchdown comes with 3:25 left here in the 4th quarter. And there you see Mr. Priestley. You know, earlier he got 2 penalties back to back on the same drive.
Up in the face.
A face and then a false start. And so, you know, but thank goodness he's okay. As you look at Floyd Chalk, 2 touchdowns today, both 1-yard runs, and now the point after to make it a 35-23 ball game. And this one is up, and it is good.
Charlie, both Chance Williams and Floyd Chalk running like grown men all afternoon.
That was a 92-yard drive. 4:41 off the clock and 9 plays. We'll be back.
For the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro. Sean.
Do you mean this one, the one with titanium?
No way I could trade this busted up thing for one.
Maybe stealing wishes from the birthday boy is not your best plan. Switch to Verizon and trade in any iPhone and get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them.
What?
Yep, and on an amazing network.
And I don't have to ruin any more birthday parties.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. Let's go get you that iPhone. Here we go. Come on now.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us. Only on Verizon.
Have fun, sis.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
Beneful knows a full life doesn't just happen. It's a choice. To take a swing, to taste all life has to offer. Choose joy. Choose Beneful. And try Incredibites, just for small dogs.
Go home with HBCU Go this homecoming season.
2nd down and 19, goes deep, a perfect pass.
For the vibes, the culture, the bands, and the best matchups of the season.
Kick is up, and it's no good.
Now they're heading the opposite way. What a change of fate.
Tuskegee University takes on Alabama A&M live for homecoming Saturday, September 30th, 3-2 Central on HBCUGO.tv or download the new HBCU Go mobile app.
35-23. The longest scoring drive of the game was that last scoring drive by Grambling, both not only in terms of time, 441, but in terms of yards. 92-yard drive. That drive, remember, after the penalties after the kickoff, started at the only 8-yard line, and they went all the way down the field. They had that big third down pass play. That was great.
And they talked about owning that fourth quarter. They did just that, as you mentioned, Charlie, eating up valuable time, getting the 7 points on the board, so they now lead again by 12 with only 3+ left to play.
Goes into the end zone. It'll be brought out to the 25. So Texas Southern, this will be their 7th possession of the second half. Remember, they were trailing at halftime 14-7. So Grambling has put up 21 points here in the second half, and 13 points put up by, or I should say 16 points rather, put up by Texas Southern. So 3:25 the time left. Let's see if Texas Southern can. I think the big thing that really killed them was they weren't able to convert that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, the 2-point conversion hurt.
3. Yeah.
And it hurt before too when they had that drop pass,
yes,
big return, and then the touchdown after a penalty. So they've been again hurting themselves in big ways.
Wilson throws incomplete. He's gone all the way. Remember, Andrew Body was the quarterback of record from a year ago.
Outstanding last year.
Got hurt in the last game against Alabama A&M. Has had some health issues this year. Started the first game of the season. The first game that they played against Prairie View. They lost that game in overtime, 37-34. He threw 3 touchdown passes in that contest.
And I think he had 3 interceptions too.
Well, yeah, that didn't help. But Andrew Body,
he's a great player, so,
and he's still a leader of this team, even though he's not hadn't been in the lineup. And there's the first sack today, the first sack of the ball game today, and it is Lewis coming in to make it happen. Lane Lewis Jr., redshirt junior from Allen High School in Allen, Texas.
He was on roller skates, and now I'm telling you, Wilson's lucky he dipped down. He would have been ripped in half.
That's almost a 11-yard loss on that one. So it's 3rd and 21. That was the first sack of the day. Bouncing to the outside, trying to set up his blockers. Good run that time, but just not enough for Ladarius Owens, who's had a pretty good day himself.
Lewis Matthews flying over there, sideline to sideline. He came in and just puts a punishing hit on Owens.
This is a 4th down. It looked like they were debating whether they were going to punt it or go for it.
Someone taking a knee on the Grambling side, maybe has a cramp. But he looks like he's trying to stretch out. He was walking to the sideline and just grabbed a knee. I couldn't see what number it was, but he just fell down on the field.
Well, you know, we talked earlier about a young man on this Grambling team by the name of Jacarius Richmond, 6'2", 215-pound redshirt sophomore from Shreveport, Louisiana. Got hurt a couple weeks ago when they played LSU. He's out of Woodlawn High School.
Walk-on, right?
Walk-on, and there he is. The first time when he was released from the hospital, a lot of players and some staff from Southern University in Baton Rouge went to the hospital to see him take his first steps. And he's still going through some rehab. He will be down in Baton Rouge you can't say enough for not only what this training staff from Grambling and the other schools around, but LSU people did a very good job of making sure and taking care of that young man.
It takes a village, and to see that young man smiling after having that injury to his spine. He's still in rehab right now, but that was a great moment. They sang happy birthday to him.
Yeah,
so
his birthday was Tuesday of this week.
Prayers and wishes and good vibes to the family.
This past Tuesday was his birthday. So we say, get well soon, son.
Absolutely.
So the punting situation, and with 2 minutes to go in the contest, Grambling with the ball well in hand, or the game well in hand, with a 12-point advantage, will have the ball at their own 27, 28-yard line.
Now they just let that clock start to tick, tick, tick away to victory. But a solid day. Give the G-men and their staff credit for a nice game plan, well-executed game plan, and then a nice job really getting some momentum and starting to build now for the SWAC conference.
So you have to have some concern for Texas Southern. They go 0-4. You know, they can't, that's not a good sign. No. They go 0-4. Grambling, this is their second straight win. And then they go to Dallas next week for the State Fair Classic, where they'll take on Prairie View. Chalk getting the carry. Straight ahead, keeping the ball on the ground, using that clock. Minute 50 to go.
And the other downside for Texas Southern, I believe, their second conference loss. So they're 0-4 and 0-2 in the conference.
0-2 in the conference. That's really the one that that hurts. So they'll be at home for homecoming next week against Lincoln out of California. Then they go back to SWAC play. We'll see them in Daytona Beach when they take on Bethune-Cookman. That'll be on October 14th. Then they play Florida A&M at home. Then they hit the road against Southern and Jackson. Then close out the year at home against Alcorn and Arkansas Pine Bluff. Second and 9. That may be a late flag. I don't see one come out though. New running back in the lineup for this Grambling team. Someone we haven't seen run the ball this year or today. And that was Dedrick Tolbert, senior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So it's third down. Clock still, well, he went out of bounds, so the clock stopped. 1 minute and 4 seconds to go. Son, you don't run out of bounds.
Right, not when you're trying to burn
don't
the
even
clock.
let them take you out of it. Fall
Just
down.
take a knee. Fall over. Faint.
Do not run out of
Run
bounds.
backwards.
Stay right in the middle of the field.
That's right. Now it's run. No, just stopped again.
Timeout.
Well,
Texas Southern.
Texas Southern called the timeout. So they're trying to get the ball back. 59 seconds is the time
Please
remaining.
reset
It's
the
a
game
fourth
clock
down
to 1
play.
minute. 1 minute.
Well, Charlie, play of the game. You know, Grambling did a nice job all day. Today they were in trouble. Third down in a deep hole. They fired up. The play of the day brought to you by Verizon. The nice job there. Antonio Jones breaks free. Great pass from Miles Crawley. Rises up big time. That broke it open for them. The confidence, the momentum, big third down leads to a touchdown, and they were off and rolling after that. So well done by the G-men. Play of the day. But it's been impressive. I've got to imagine that Coach Hugh Jackson feeling pretty good. You know, he talked about after the half that they needed to kind of get a little tighter and finish some things and maybe stop being, you know, making some of the mistakes. But overall, Charlie, they had a nice game with a combination of their defense playing well when they needed it, both the run and pass game. So this is a good game to build on.
Darius Owens back to receive this punt with a minute to go before the end of this one. Crawley, not a bad day for him with 2 touchdowns, 14 of 23, 195 yards. We didn't have any interceptions in this ball game. We had 1 turnover, and there Owens falls down. That's the slippery turf we talked about at their own 18-yard line. So 51 seconds of time remaining.
Well, good building blocks again. If you're looking at the G-men's day and Hugh Jackson, what he was looking for, he said during our conference call this week, Charlie, he wanted his defense to start stepping up big time, stopping that run. Today they did that for the most part because they were just giving up yards like Halloween candy in their first 3 games. And he says, Coach Hugh Jackson, the team's still not quite where I want it to be, right? Even though, or even where I'd hoped we'd be. But after today, I've got to believe he's starting to see them getting more in that direction. Still very young. Still a lot to learn, but again, a big victory at home like this is one to get that momentum.
And they won at home last week, so it's nice to win at home. Of course, like I said, they lost a close game to Hampton University to open the season by 4 up in New Jersey. Then they went up to Baton Rouge and played LSU.
And they got thumped.
Yeah, a little bit. 72-10 was the final score of that one.
Tell you, they're feeling the groove of the Magic right now. You saw our man Lewis Matthews out there dancing.
Pass thrown, and it's incomplete on the far side. Ian Means was the intended receiver. Means has a touchdown today, a 34-yard touchdown reception. 21 seconds, that's the time remaining. 3rd down and 10 for Texas Southern. at least they've scored in the fourth quarter. They hadn't scored in the fourth quarter all year long.
Well, I guess that's a minor victory, a breakthrough. Can't say that anymore, but they still can't say they've won a game either. But we've watched the evolution of what Coach Jackson's doing here at Grambling. 80%, he said, new roster with players and transfers.
This one batted in the air, 4th down with 15 seconds to go. John and I and the whole crowd from our production crew will be in Huntsville, Alabama next week. We'll get a chance to see Cornell Maynard and his Alabama A&M squad as they take on the Tuskegee Tigers.
That's right.
Golden Tigers from
Looking forward to
Tuskegee, Alabama. It'll be homecoming for Alabama A&M. So make sure you join us for that one next week. 4th down now. Keeping it on the ground. Should be the last play for them. And the ball is going to go over on downs to Grambling. And that's going to be the last play of the ball game. That's it from Grambling, Louisiana.
They'll take that. Home field. Feeling the magic. Setting them up, knocking them down. Coach Hugh Jackson now riding a 2-game winning streak here at home. For Clarence McKinney, yeah, they've got to go back and start to really find something they can do to change what they've done and what they need to do, because being at 0-4, Charlie, and again, as we mentioned, 0-2 in the conference play and SWAC play, that's a tough hole to be in. So long season still ahead. They're only 4 games in, but a lot of work to do. On the other side for the G-men, I think this is one of those games, Charlie, you can build a lot on and really start to carry for the rest of the year.
All right, well, we invite you to join us next Saturday when the Tuskegee Golden Tigers take on the Alabama A&M